Hello and welcome to the Apex Racing TV esports studio and our coverage of the Apex Racing Academy Sebring 2.4 hours. We've had over 170 drivers register for this event, over 120 taking part in pre-qualifying, and we are broadcasting the top split event as the drivers try to get a little bit more practice before the big 12 hours at the weekend. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick and alongside me is David Sampson, and we'll be bringing you the coverage for the next 3 hours or so because this is a very, very long event, and David, it should be a very, very fun one as well. 3 different classes taking part, and this is trying to replicate the 12 hours as much as possible so it can be as much use as possible for the drivers.
Correct. We would do the whole 12, but it's too long for us. We can't do that. No, excited for this. It gives them a glimpse of everything to expect, gives them a chance to run their full setup in endurance setting, not just like the sprint IMSA event they've probably been doing all week. This gives them a real look at what to expect and surviving lap 1 and remind them all the things that matter in a longer format race.
Absolutely. Well, let's have a look at the track that we then have for today's event, and it is Sebring, of course, and the drivers are going to be rattling around this place a lot. They have already been this week. And yeah, what sort of elements would you have you noticed this week? I mean, it's such a challenging circuit, of course, so many challenging corners. Has there been anything this week that you would say in the officials that you've been trying to work on?
Well, everyone's at their tippity top. It's very competitive, so it's all the little things adding up that matters. How good you are on tyres, especially with fuel. I know it's not a massive advantage, but you're pitting or in a draft train, it's very hard to pass here. It's very hard to get that advantage over your opponents other than through the traffic, keeping the tyres in a good window so you can now every lap and your fuel. So I think the winners here it's about getting those little things right, including qualifying. Again, the margins are going to be so small that it's those little things that really add up big here today. Absolutely.
And of course, as we look at the middle sector, the Tower Bend and sort of the infield section of the circuit a bit, this place pretty elongated because we're applying the BOP as well, the proper Sebring BOP for this race. We could show you all the data, but frankly, it's a mess even for my eyes to look at. But I think generally, sorts of the Ford being particularly punished for this event. What other cars would you say have been sort of held back in particular as well?
Well, the Lambo for me was my pick, but there was a few close calls. I was very tempted by the Porsche, the Corvette, obviously the Audi, but being so similar to the Lambo. I'd say the ones that hurt the most in my eyes was the Ford and, the poor BMW. I think I'm not very good with BMW, so I always think that needs a boost.
Absolutely. Well, that is pretty much our Sebring circuit then behind us. And of course, will be 2 hours and 25 minutes of racing a little bit later on. For our format then for this race, we've got 120 minutes of practice. The drivers are just coming to the end of that now. They've got about 10 more minutes of that to go. And then we're going to have 10 minutes of qualifying, but 2 laps that the drivers can set. So just like the 12 hours. And then, like I said, 145 minutes and no fuel restrictions. So the drivers can do full tanks, which I think might get a little bit interesting when it comes to the fuel strategy for the drivers. The LMP2s and the GTDs, not so much. The GTDs are going to have to do 2 pit stops. The LMP2s are going to have to do 3. But for the GTPs, there might be an opportunity to maybe try a 2-stop with the length of the race. So you might see some fuel saving in that category.
Yeah, it's good practice anyway. With these endurance races and getting through traffic, it's important to fuel save where you can. I'm not sure. I haven't gone through the strategies, but that's a really good point, approaching the 2.4. Like any other race, you need to make sure you've got your strategy nailed.
Let's have a look at the weather. We've copied we always take pride in randomness. It's always random is the forecast. We never preset it or anything. This one was dry though, because there's no chance of rain on Saturday. So it'd be a waste of time to practice in the rain. So absolutely 0% chance of rain. It's not going to rain. And the conditions not too warm. They're a little bit warmer than maybe we've got used to in recent months on iRacing, with sort of the winter months being used as the in-sim dates. But yeah, plenty of grip for the drivers out there. And of course, a shout out to Apex Racing Academy, of course, sponsoring this event. And of course, you can go to apexracingac.com/Sebring 2025 in order to get some free Daytona, free GTD setups for this event. All the GTDs are covered, so just go over there, put your email in, and you'll be emailed all of those setups. So if you're in a bit of a crisis right now with a couple of days to go, or if you're just looking for a little bit of an improvement for your setup, that is certainly a very good option. And also, more news about the GTD cars, because we've also got the Mercedes GT3 is being covered by Apex Racing Academy for this season. So that is completely free. You can just go over once again to apexracingac.com and sign up to that offer, and you will get data packs, so that's setups and track guides and telemetry for that car for the entire iRacing season, totally for free. So if you're looking to get quick in that car, that is a really, really good offer for you to go for. But let's have a look at our picks then for this event.
Yep.
How confident are you about my picks for this
I'm
one?
confident that you always get to go first.
Yeah. Well, so we copy. Well, I think we can
class
say
it's a
this.
handicap though, so
I'm all right with us matching each other, but David refuses to go
it's
for
traditions, right? We've never matched on names before.
Sure. Traditions which go back 3 months.
Your picks are really strong. Schilling's very impressive driver. I know Paul well, rapid as hell, and Marcelo's been in every ARL thing we've done for years.
Yeah, and of course we've got a very good reference because we've got the pre-qualifying times that we can look at. So in the GTPs, we had David Schilling was the fastest, so it was an obvious thing to go for him. Paul Lang was lacking a little bit in the
I'll let you race him then.
LMP2s.
I'll let you race him then.
He was 4th, just over a 10th off the fastest. And then Marcelo Cassette's a little bit of a left field choice. He was only 8th in pre-qualifying, but I wanted to go for something different.
Wow, I'm really proud of you. My picks. Giacomo, very, very fast GTP driver. And I didn't look at pre-Q times. I tried my best not to.
He did. Oh, okay, sure, yeah.
But yeah, he's rocking in practice, looking really quick. And yeah, he's a very quick guy. LMP2, when I glanced at the list, I was eyeing either Paul or who you stole. Paul. Oh, it's Paul or Paul. I've just realised. Busby or... Yeah, okay. But yeah, I'm really happy I landed on Busby. He's a really solid driver. He's done plenty of ARO events. He's a solid driver. And in GTD, maybe it's a little bias showing because it's my teammate for Saturday. So I'm just giving him a shout out.
Yeah.
It's a stacked field though. I'll just be chuffed if he can get a top 10 because, yeah, looking at the competition in GTD, it looks rather stacked.
Well, Brian's in chat right now, so he's seen that. So of course, once we go to qualifying,
if he's in chat,
not watching, we can just change it to the actual graphic.
I meant top 5.
Top 5.
That's what I said.
Sure, yeah,
I might have sounded like I said 10, but...
No. So that is our picks. Let us know who you think is going to win. We've got some support for Busby and Rosseth. Rosseth was very quick in the GTDs.
Yeah, he went unpicked.
Yeah, because he was so quick in pre-qualifying that it's almost a bit boring to go for him.
I heard the stewards are going to be looking at his fuel.
Yeah. So watch this space. But he was very quick in practice as well. So in reality, Rosseth will probably win in the GTDs. But we thought it would be a bit boring to go for him. So yeah, we will see how he gets on. But in the meantime, we will go to an advert, and then when we're back, we'll be watching the final stages of practice and then going into qualifying.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome to Sebring. We have just got 3 minutes left of practice, and then we will go into the 10-minute qualifying session. And like we said before, the conditions pretty predictable for the drivers. There is always a bit of variance when it comes to the temperature. I think iRacing was sort of saying it's going to be between about 21 and 28 degrees air temperature come the race. And so we're sort of on the warmer end of that, but it will cool down as the race goes on because it'll be getting later in the day.
Yeah, exactly. It's quite low humidity, but I think the drivers will be okay. They just need to look after their rears. It's a long stint, so they need to manage the cold tyres well, and then just look after their boots, managing fuel. End of the day, if you can stay in the draft, it doesn't really matter how close you get to the guy in front, so just look after your tyres, look after your fuel, follow that guy in front, and think about your strategy.
Yes.
The traffic's good here. Like, we haven't really spoke about it because obviously the GTPs have recently changed. I am a big fan of now sharing the track with the GTPs. They're still quick. They're just not as quick in the high speed. But the thing I love the most is they're just a bit more... Where you've got that high speed change, you've also got the braking change where they're a bit more nervy on the brakes. And that might not sound like a lot, but it really adds up to a good multi-class experience. LMP2, however, they're too slow.
Sure.
It's just a fact. There's no debate in it. They're just too slow. They have to fight you almost like they're a GT3, like a 12K GT3 driver. That's how it feels.
Is it reminding you of the good old days of the GTEs versus the GT3s?
Kind of. Yeah, you're pretty close, yeah. I saw a data pack time comparison. I don't know the temps, but it was to this week where the LMP3 was a little bit quicker than the LMP2.
Sure.
Same track. But yeah. And the LMP2s are so good on the brakes, so you kind of have to make sure you're watching your mirrors and understand the difference in what the prototypes are going to be doing.
Well, the fastest times in the GTPs is a 1:47, and then LMP2's 1:51, GTD's 1:59. So that's sort of the pace difference we're talking about. Of course, it was only a week ago that the LMP2s and the GTDs got the reworked tyre model update. And of course, do check out the Apex Racing Team YouTube channel for that, because Michael Solholm did a really good comprehensive guide about sort of the changes that had been made. He did plenty of laps and basically said what to watch out for. So do check that out on the Apex Racing Team YouTube channel.
Yeah, well said. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this race. We need to get through the first lap. GTPs need to be super careful on cold tyres. It's going to be excellent to see the situation that hasn't cropped up this week with GTPs needing to take tyres. Yeah. Now, are they going to just... I don't know. This will be the first endurance I've seen GTPs do. So, I mean, I saw some unlucky folk taking tyres in IMSA, and, well, sure. You can imagine how it ended. They just could not... that's a good-looking car. Yeah, look at that. Sorry, let's stop talking for a bit and admire that. It's almost like someone took the Apex livery, slapped a few of their logos on it, and finally replaced blue for orange. But no one would do that.
No.
No. It would be handcrafted, right, with love.
Does look good, though.
Does look good. It's the ARTV livery.
It's the ARTV livery.
It's the ARTV. BLSC. I'm not sure. I have no clue how the GTPs handle it, because it's all in good. Like, you get a little bit of a formation lap, you get to warm up your tyres. So the start of the race, yeah, they're cold, but that's nothing compared to the slow run out of pit road and then trying to take that left hand and then dealing with traffic straight away. LMP2s will be quicker than you for at least a lap and a quarter. So yeah, gonna have to be very careful.
So that's the checker flag being waved, and then we'll go into a 10-minute qualifying session, so everyone will be on their lonesome. So we're basically going to have everyone set their times at the same time. Unless...
We're not used to it this way, are we? We're so used to open qualifying.
I hate this. I think it's absolutely rubbish.
This is my domain. This to you is foreign. This to me is completely normal.
Yeah.
Like, this is qualifying in iRacing to me.
Yeah, so we will see each of the drivers go out by themselves, and yeah, it'll be hectic in a few minutes' time. Because if anyone's smart, they won't go out now, and they'll go out in like 2 minutes, and then they'll get the track to themselves, and they'll be shown on the broadcast. That's how I would do it.
But
If you want
hear
to be
me
shown
out.
on the broadcast.
Oh no, I'm trying to think. In these isolated sessions, do you share? No, you don't share debris. Okay, so yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, technically, it's getting cooler as well. Every minute, it's getting 0.0001 degrees Celsius cooler, and that could be the difference.
Correct. I still more advise you just practice and focus on the other tents, not that tent that you're talking about.
Sure.
Where you cross the line with 1 second to go.
In terms of the amount of drivers we have today, we've got 29 GTDs, we've got 17 LMP2s, and 13 GTPs. And also, this isn't the only race which is going on. We've got 2 splits for this event. It's really fantastic. Yep. We did sort of a similar event back at Daytona, just had the 1 split for that one. Still had a very entertaining top split race in the moderate rain. But for this one, we did manage to get 2 splits. 122 drivers took part in pre-qualifying, and so we had to split them up. So the top half went into this top split, and the bottom half went into second split. So everyone here is very good, sort of within about a second of the fastest pace. And of course, if anyone is tuning in from second split, of course, get out there on track and do your qualifying laps. But yeah, best of luck to you.
Yeah. So we expect 3 splits for the ARL Daytona 2-4.
Well, the next, let's go for Watkins. Let's go for 3 splits for Watkins, shall we?
Deal.
Let us know in chat if you'd like to take part in one of these in the future.
Ooh. And this is a free event. Completely free.
Looks like Bassett might be going.
As long as you get through pre-queue, otherwise you're just unbroadcasted and nobody knows you're racing. No, I'm joking.
I was just trying to pick them up there, saying, "Oh, well,
I know.
it's 2 splits, and in the end, it's a joint race, right? And best of luck to everyone." No one really cares, though, right? Do they, Sam?
Yeah.
So it looked like Bassett there was going for a double warm-up lap. Well, have you been doing that, or have you been pushing on the first?
For me in the Lambo and the way I bring the tyres in, I'm quicker on my second lap.
Sure.
Yeah, I can get almost the most out of my first lap, but I'm looking more to keep that tyre in under control. Question in chat, what car is Sabre in? He is in the McLaren, as he has been all week. But no, I've definitely not been going for a double. I imagine if... Oh, this is David Lanzini. I imagine if we're seeing him do a double, he probably got an off-track out of T1. I didn't see where we joined him.
I think Lanzini is pushing on this one. I think it was a couple of the GTPs.
Oh, okay.
I got Corsa still in the pits. That's weird. And Visparelli still in the pits, but everyone else is out on track.
Perhaps they're used to ARL League and they're sat here waiting for the prototypes to finish their qualifying to be notified to head out. Nice to see Michi Hoyer in the event.
Yeah, very good.
It's a legend. Been doing this sim racing stuff for way longer than I have.
And yeah, taking part in plenty of different platforms as well. As I think the first few GTP times are going to be posted, but they're not necessarily representative for the GTPs. They'll probably go second the second time around. The LMP2s, though, that will be more reflective. But Busby currently at the top, but we will see how that changes. Jones goes much quicker. And he's ahead of Lang as well, so good time to open there for Jones. And the GTD is now coming up as well.
Seth with the pole at the moment.
And Seth with 3/10.
Yeah, he's a monster.
He is so quick. Your Tortoise in second place. He was second in pre-qualifying as well as your Tortoise. Schilling goes top in the GTPs.
Schilling with a whopping time.
But again, I think a lot of them were just on a double warm-up. Moon moves up to second place in the GTDs. Young Su Moon. And Blotto goes fast, and Kaun now goes top in the GTDs.
Yeah, it's all change. Yeah, I've seen a lot of these names during the week. Yeah, looking at these lap times, it is quite a slowish track. If poles are 59.8, then yeah, they're really feeling the heat out there.
Watching Giacomo Murgia, who of course was David's pick and was very quick in practice earlier on. He did not set a representative first lap time, but this is make or break now for Murgia, and so really keep an eye on those GTP times because this is going to be it for these drivers. Schilling currently at the top, but I think that time's probably going to be beat. Will it be beat by this man though?
It was.
It is by 0.6 of a second, and that really shows how much more room there is. Bassett, though, by 0.5 tenth manages to find some time. Busby goes quick in LMP2s, but not fast enough for the pole. What can my pick do? Paul Lang, he's approaching the line. Some good sectors for him on this lap, and it's enough for second place, but Jones stays at the top.
The poles are battling it out. Our picks, 2 and 3. But actually, I remember that Jesse James Jones from a previous ARL prototype event we had. Very quick.
Gosseth, can he go to the top? He cannot. The man who's been fastest throughout pre-qualifying as Schilling goes top of the GTPs. He was fastest in pre-Q. That's a very strong time there from Schilling. Wasn't fastest in practice.
Go on, Brian. No, is that right? Yeah, that is Brian. Yeah, it is. Go on. I'm showing no bias, obviously. I want equally everyone to win.
Well, he's not improved on his second lap, it looks like.
Yeah, sitting P12.
Singali, who's ahead of his fellow countryman, McCrelly. Cullen splits the difference as well.
Sorry, Dior Esports are first, second, and third in LMP2. So whatever they're running, they're probably very excited about the up-and-coming 12-hour.
Yeah, good luck to Busby with that.
Yeah, that's impressive. Busby's teammate Ben Cullen is in LMP2, currently P7. Yeah, that's quite a... They all ran a 51.0. Yeah, they all run a 51.0. Wow.
You do that in practice sometimes, where we're really evenly matched. But then once you get into quali, usually there's a bit of difference on that occasion. So that is the vast majority of the times set. We're not going to have many more changes. We've got a couple of the Italians still out there, Alessandro Torchio and Salvatore Trani. Trani is setting... I don't think this is going to promote him. Might get him 1 place. But it's not many improvements. No improvement for him there.
See, people still going. Do you restrict it to 2 laps? Because obviously,
2 laps, yeah.
If this was an official, it's ended by now. So it's interesting to see people did actually wait a little bit.
Yeah. And they're now showing the broadcast. Torchio only 1.6 tenths off, but down in 6th place. Carmelo Caruso, one of the 2 BMWs in the GTP field. The other one is currently on pole. And Caruso puts in a strong time there, moves up to 4th position. That will be the end of his qualifying. Ben Cullen is one of the very few drivers who can still improve. He could get maybe on the 3rd row of the grid.
No change.
But he doesn't. I think Gropey as well, whilst that was all going on, I think he improved up to 4th as well in the LMP2s. Simoncic to 9th.
Seen a lot of familiar names to the ARL, leagues that we run with Halfdarson and Rissef, and it's nice to see. You taught us.
And that is everyone. Everyone has set their 2 lap times. Eric Risseth saying in chat, told you I would bottle it. See, Matty Hellenius.
That's not a bottling though, 2 thousandths. I mean, GTD is really, really close. Really close. I mean, the top 5 is 1.09 tenths.
Yes. Yeah, that is super close in that one. Do you think then that's... I mean, is it necessarily an advantage to be on pole? Like, do you want to... You were saying the fuel saving earlier on. Do you maybe want to be where Rosseth is right now and be able to just follow in the draft?
The draft isn't so much as a speed thing here. You can say from... you don't accidentally pole this and not know how to save from the lead. I don't think there's any advantage we have. I don't think they're going to tussle over that. If Eric wants to make a move, he's got to make a decision to use the tyres, burn the extra fuel. Obviously it's more advantageous to do it on lap 1, but then Eric will be obviously, we have to be careful with cold tyres and anyone locking up on making a mistake. So get to that first pit stop. Now the strategy you've got in your head, and then see how it progresses. As long as you're in the good pack, then everything's still to play for.
So here's our grid then. It's David Schilling on pole position for the GTPs ahead of Matthew Bassett. Then it's Giacomo Murgia, Carmelo Caruso, Luke Andrews, David Soranzo, Richard Jepp, Quintin Verdonk in 8th place, Archie Coveney, good to see him racing, Adam Gruson, Christian Maltrek, Daniel Sialfi, and Brandon Roseborough, running up the 13 cars in that category. Then it is the Door Esports drivers of Jones, Lang, and Vanna. Gropey was able to improve late on to 4th place for North Sim Racing. Busby with some work to do from 5th. Hafler Darson, no rain for him, which he always prays for, does Michael. But yeah, he's definitely not going to get any rain today. Michele Sangali in 7th place. Then it's Ben Cullen, Jurnej Simoncic, Christian Macrelli, Claudio Visparelli, Francesco Saggetti, Gianluigi Esposito, Matthew Crisp, Tristan Cabrera, Michi Hoyer, and Valerie Death, who of course has got the coolest name in the events. Alex Cowan is top in the GTDs, but this was ever so close. Really, any one of these top 6 could win. Roseth, Yatortus, Blotzo, Moon, and Tokyo were very, very close. Goddestad lines up in 7th place. Then it's Caglione in 8th position. Then it's Legere, Caserta, Lanzani, Pigmans, Rebecci, Edens, Palomino, Erdely in 16th. Laubscher, Belazzi, Euler, Zaugi, Wright, Trani, Laycock, Pindle, Croft, Jennings, Hupkamel, Lenz, and Koss, who I don't think ever did a lap. And he is on the grid though, so maybe he was giving himself a qualifying ban for past sins. The one driver who hasn't taken to the grid is Brandon Roseborough. He was due to start from the back in the GTPs. He's actually our highest I-rated GTP driver, is Roseborough, so it's a big shame if the Hydro Race geodesic driver is not able to race.
Yep, I'm excited for this.
Full formation lap for the drivers?
Is
that the same case for the 12 hours?
I'm not DMing my driver, it's fine. I wouldn't do that, because I'm broadcasting.
Yeah, and after all, he should be concentrating on not crashing into someone.
That's what the top screen's for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course.
Yep. Is there a message you'd like me to pass from you? Or no, you've blown it. It's too late. It's taken T1, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, excited for this. Very excited for this. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on the Door Esports guys, because that's going to be... that's impressive. Nigh on matching laps. The lighting's looking pretty good here at the moment.
Yeah, because you were showing me an image earlier on of the sights going down to sunsets late on. And of course, that is the weather that we're going to have at the moment in Sim. I believe it's something like 5 o'clock or 5:30.
It's just every driver's got HDR off, so it doesn't matter.
Well, do we have HDR off? I'm not sure what settings we have on our broadcast, but...
no, it'll look good on a broadcast.
On whether we can see. But yeah.
On a broadcast, it'll look amazing. When you're driving and you cannot see, less so. That ADX livery does look good, doesn't it? I've said that before, but it's a nice livery.
Yes, big fan of that one. Because they were racing in GT3 Trophy, weren't they, recently? David Schilling, very, very competitive driver. He's debuted a couple of seasons ago, but he's very much made an impression. Bassett, Murgia, Caruso, we're not really so familiar with. But Richard Jepp is currently racing in the Prototype Championship on a Monday evenings. Sign-ups for that are open, by the way. Do check out apexracingleague.com in order to sign up for the Race Data AI Apex Racing League Prototype Championship on Mondays.
So, for those who are new to watching multi-class events now, we need to keep an eye on the GTP's tyres, hence why they are wiggling to no extent. Because, yeah, it's a big struggle for them, T1. Even the LMP2s do need to be careful. Not as much, but T1, if they load it up and they get to that throttle and they feel the rear go, unfortunately for them, it is over. They are not saving it. Even if they were able to catch it, they would be hit by another LMP2. So we're bound to see one. Let's just hope not too many die.
And it's a normal iRacing start here, so the drivers will all go when the green flag is waved. So it's going to be very, very hectic for some of the other classes heading into Sunset Bend. But here we go then. 2.4 hours of racing here at Sebring is underway, and it's David Schilling bringing us to the green flag. It's a good launch for him. No changes in the GTP class so far. It was a good start for Bassett to keep that second place as they gingerly go through turn one, trying to keep the car pointing in the right direction. Pretty even start in the LMP2s as well. Top three all in the same order, but a bit of a dive there for Paul Busby, trying to break up the door esports dominance, but it looks like he has been unsuccessful and remains in fourth position as it stands. And Alex Cohn still at this one. We have got a car on the side. So
yeah, on the
straight.
LMP2. Yeah, it looked like an LMP2 on the straight. So they've obviously made contact down the straight.
Could have been, well, McCrelly, Crisp and Cabrera are all back to the pits in the LMP2s.
Yeah, I think something happened under warm-up or green. Someone went too early. You hate to see it. Yeah, we lost 3 GTDs.
Oh, and we've got another car as well, just off to the side of the circuit as well, a little bit later on in the lap. But yeah, we've lost 1 GTP as there's a bit of batsing in the GTD category.
3
wides.
They're not going to know. The guy on the inside's going to touch the Porsche. The Porsche will go round, yep.
And the one, the Audi or the Corvette tries to scamper on through, but that might be a slowdown for them if they're not careful.
Yeah, I mean, 3 wide, lap 1. I always say, do stupid things, win stupid prizes.
And David Schilling's lost the lead. So David Schilling started at the front of this field.
It's very easy to do with these cold tyres. It's very, very, very difficult.
So bad news for ADX Esports. He might lose another place here to Luke Andrews. He's close into Sunset Bend, not able to make anything of it.
We'll try and get a replay of what happened to
and look
David
at the
Schilling.
LMP2s almost on the back of the GTPs.
Yeah, exactly. Their tyres come in a lot quicker. They only need to be nervous for just mid-corner T1, and then they're fine. Whereas the GTP's got the whole lap to worry about, really. It depends on their warm. These guys are getting better and better and better at warming up the tyres on the out lap.
Gropey with a bad first lap. He's down 3 places, so Busby, Halfter, Darson and Sengali all up a few places. Busby was up past Gropey immediately, so it must have been an awful launch for Gropey. Or he had an issue at Sunset because the LMP2s basically went green before they even got to Sunset Bend, so easy to mess up in that situation. There's Alex Cowan with his teammate, of course, Matteo Blotto right behind him. So Blotto's got a good start. Been a bad start for Tortus and Torquio.
We've had a bit of a breakaway in GTD. The top 7 have broken away, and it's David Lanzini leading the second pack, which goes all the way down to P19. So the second pack is massive, but something definitely occurred there. Eric Rousseff down to 7th. So I assume whatever caused that broke the group up.
Yeah, so yeah, he started in 2nd place. It's down to 7th, as you say. My pick for the win, Caserta, out of the race, it looks like. There's no faster pairs in this event.
Torquio is dropping rapidly. Yep. Well,
yeah, he's got back going now,
he's got
but
back going,
he lost at least 2 seconds.
And a position, yeah.
There he is. Seth maybe went for a dive into the hairpin. And he's now got a very similar liveried car behind him and a driver of the same nationality, but they are not affiliated with another. I won't even try to say that word. 07 Racing versus Manatee Racing is this battle. And they got the Vesta Sport and the 07 Racing driver Gaino Blicari. 4 Italians in a row.
Yeah, and this Lanzana guy he is very quick. I've seen him a lot. Yeah, I don't know why you'd optionally drive a BMW, but he's very quick. Yeah, the 07 guys. Where did Matteo Blotto come from? 07 Racing, 1 and 2.
Yep.
And in LMP2, Dior top 3. And in GTP, it's all change.
Ooh, bit of contact between Erdely there. He's having to defend against Godestad. Godestad's had a bad start as well. He was started up in P7.
Still very packed in GTD.
Tortoise having to go slightly... Godestad having to go slightly defensive against Pigmans. Starting in P13 is Pigmans down 1 place. Mid-start. There have been plenty of changes in the GTDs up to this point. Of course, do check out the live timing link in the description below if you fancy watching what the lap times are for the drivers and the gaps and the sector times, all the information you could possibly want.
Fan O'Brien, the only number he's checking right now is his fuel tank. Of all my teammates I've ever driven with, pro or low, Brian's the best on fuel.
Sure. And it's a 30-second stop and hold penalty for Roberto Rebecci for causing an incident before we even got to the start.
Yeah, so I assume we're going to find out what happened in either LMP2 or GTD. By the looks of it, there was an LMP2 and 3 GTDs involved in whatever happened before the start.
Well, Rebecci is...
Please don't say LMP2.
On screen.
Oh, in GTD.
GTD.
Okay.
So he will... 30 seconds stop and hold. That is a big penalty.
That's a big penalty, yeah. That's like, somewhat, you killed someone.
Yeah, you killed multiple people. Like, if it's like, oh, you made contact and they went into the wall, drive through. 30-second penalty is like 2.5.
I can see the steward scrolling down, like, what's the max? Oh, DQ, what's one up from that?
They have free reign. If they want to disqualify someone, they can disqualify someone. Archie Coveney, who we've seen in plenty of other series, Champion Motorsports, the iRacing Team Endurance Championship on a Sunday evening, so tune into that whenever it's on the channel. Absolute regular for RD Simsport, regularly winning races, so very competitive driver is Archie. He's driving in 7th place, he's up 2 places from his start.
And Roberto's definitely into the pit, where it says off track. I assume that's pit road. Oh no. So now you have to serve your penalty. And in my eyes, that was a dangerous region. So hopefully the stewards don't see that.
Aldi thinking of going 3 wide.
I didn't want to say anything.
So Godestad back on the inside. I mean, this is this is Velazzi at the front of this pack. So they're both lost out to Pigmans, I think. I feel like these guys were ahead of Pigmans, but Pigmans up into 11th place. So Godestad has actually dropped back because he was on the tail of Pigmans. Now he's way away, and he's going to lose another place there. And the Mustang saw an opportunity there. That would have been a great move from Mueller.
I don't know if that was an opportunity. He soon backed out when he realised...
sort of see that the cars ahead were going to check up.
Yeah.
But
that was what's the F? Oh no! Oh. Okay. Okay, nobody died. What did they say in F1? That's a dollar, a dime short, dollar, something late and a dime short. Or what does it say? $1 late and a dime short. I'm hearing in my ear.
Yeah.
I saw a compilation recently of all the things we take for granted that are just random F1 made up things that have been...
Literally something that Brundle said.
Correct.
And now they're just regular motorsport dictionary.
All right, we've got a bunch of replays. So this is the GTPs.
So that was Schilling, who of course lost his lead. I think it may have been a couple of corners after this. But yeah, he held it onto it for the first few corners at least.
I don't say this often, but they're good-looking cars, aren't they, the old GTPs?
The Acura in particular, I think it looks...
Well, you're allowed to
very
be wrong.
nice. And the Porsche as well, actually.
So Busby tried to break up the gaggle, and unfortunately just the intimidation didn't work, and they tucked up 1, 2, 3. So that's the LMP2. So what happened in GT3? Whoa! Oh, no. Oh
no.
Wait, is this...
So that was Macrelli.
On lap 0?
By himself, yeah. Oh, and then that was an absolute send.
So that's how
And
Brian...
Caserta got wiped
wow,
out.
that was Brian making all the avoid.
Ooh, Caserta could have held his brakes a bit better there. He's out of the race anyway. Oh, that was an absolute mess.
Look,
And that came from so far back. That must have been the guy who got the 30-second penalty.
Oh, what an avoid from Brian. What an avoid. I don't know about brake holding. He's just being pummeled everywhere.
So Rebecci...
That was an
might be out of the
awful
race.
send from the vet.
So that was Rebecci who did that.
So this is on board with Matthew Chris. Oh, what a shame. Oh, what a shame. The only man trying to avoid it all.
So Tom Euler's got a gyro fleet penalty, and that was for causing an incident at turn 7 on lap 1. Which must be the hairpin.
Yeah, man, that vet. You just hope he's not doing 12-hour with teammates.
Well, number 13 is unlucky for some, and it was certainly unlucky for a lot of the GTDs there. Ariana in chat saying many internet connection issues in Italy. Fingers crossed. So that is bad news for Alex. But that's one of the things I guess that you start worrying about when you're in the lead. When you're not in the lead, you think, I gotta beat these guys. And then when you are in the lead, you're thinking, oh no, what happens if the power goes up?
I've had the power go out on me a few times, but I had the backup battery generators, like 4 of them. One time it didn't come back on quick enough, unfortunately. My power then went out completely. Yeah, when I lived in America, where I lived, it was just the power would go out all the time. Yeah. Not for long, but enough to, you know, kind of ruin your race.
Vincenzo in chat, good to have you around, Vincenzo. Of course, one of our GT3 trophy drivers. Look forward to that returning this time next week. Cannot sign up to that series at the moment, but we will reopen entries in, well, after next week's round. So do check out the Apex Racing League Discord. There's a link to that in the description below. Just click on that, and then you can see whenever a new series goes live or whenever entries open for a series.
Question in chat. How do you become a commentator for Apex Racing TV? I'm going to let Sam answer this one.
Well, I think you can submit a form on the apexracingtv.com website. There should be a tab at the top which says joining the team or vacancies, sorry. And yeah, if you do that, then you can send forward some info. We would be, yeah, very, very welcoming to any one who wants to become a commentator. It is a lot of fun. Caglione has got a 5-second post-race penalty, so that's a very minor thing.
Yeah. Here's why Euler got a penalty.
Just a bit half-committed, wasn't it?
Wait.
That was on lap 1.
Yeah, but you know what this reminds me of? Wasn't it Euler that made the half-fast send there earlier, and you said it was an opportunity, and I said that's not an opportunity. He soon realised he'd already done that. Matt, yeah, I've raced Tom this week, and yeah, I'm lost for words. Yeah, that was 2K move.
That's it. In the GTPs going through now the GTDs for the first time. I'm surprised that they caught quite that quickly, but it'll be a while after this till they catch them again.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of GTDs, so let's see how it gets through, but I've noticed the GTD, GTP traffic management has been fine. Watch here. This is Brian, so hopefully he treats him nicely. They just can't get onto the left here like they would last season. Here they've got plenty of speed, but they're not going to be so aggressive on the brakes. Well, we'll be clear here. But they've just got to be ginger here. GTD can outbrake them, so yeah, it's just the level of aggression is just completely different. I think last season they were losing so much time if they didn't just full send. Whereas now you're going to see them tuck in behind and play smart moves. Unless they're stupid.
Sure, yeah.
I'm assuming.
But these are, and we have seen a couple of stupid moves so far, but on the most part, these are very good drivers because these are, or at the very least, very quick drivers, as Ben Cullen is trying to get past Simoncic.
Hopefully he saw
behind as well between Esposito and Visparelli. Esposito holding on to that position.
So Tom only got a 5-second pen for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so even
usually they take into consideration the stewards the time lost by the affected driver. So seeing as it was just a tip round.
True.
I mean, I personally love a drive-through, so but I think we will see. So far, we've sort of seen either below a drive-through or more than a drive-through. I think we've seen one drive-through so far.
Yeah, I'm almost positive I raced Tom Euler this week in officials. Oh.
A few connection things for Count, as we were warned.
Yeah, about the Italy things.
Yeah, Italian infrastructure.
Here we go. Catch prototypes at T1. Let's see, we've got a really good camera angle from here. Everything's fine. What a good multi-class track this is. Right, let's check in with all the positions. So in leader GTP is Matthew Bassett still, with Giacomo Merger behind. David Schilling's now back up to P3 because he was down to P4, right?
He was, yeah. I don't know if maybe our producer can maybe find that replay of exactly what happened to Schilling on that one. Would be curious. I imagine it was just a mistake on the cold tyres.
And then LMP2 we have Dior, Jesse James Jones, Jonas Warner and Paul Lang. I think Paul and Jonas have swapped positions at some point there. Yeah, and Paul's fallen out of the draft, so unfortunately it's the two Diors and then Paul's a step back. In GTD we have the 07 Racing, although I've never heard of the team name, 07 Racing team in first and second, the Italians. But Young Salmoon is in draft, and the draft goes all the way back to Tokyo. And then Balaji is a step back, and then that goes back to Brian Pigman, who's in. So the second pack's actually quite small now. It's only 3 cars. So Brian's going to be happy with that. I set my easy go off top 10. Well, top 5 last minute, but.
Well, you're going to do better than me in GTD. Seeing that Caserta didn't even get to start-finish straight on lap 1.
Yep. So Paul Busby's just outside the draft, but basically in the draft for Paul Lang. I'm going to say he is. He's just a step out of it, though. But yeah, Paul, his teammates have checked out. They are not waiting for him.
Yeah, gaps have opened up because it'll ebb and flow a little bit with the traffic, so you might be able to get that back a little bit later on. Albeit they haven't really dealt with traffic yet, have they? To be fair, the LMP2s, they have been isolated so far in this race. It'll actually be they'll catch up to the GT3s, of course, before they get caught by the GTPs.
So we're on Eric Rousseff's camera here, following Utortus, who, yeah, he's a very fast guy. Utortus is a very well-rounded driver. Very strong.
Because these two were top 2 in pre-qualifying as well. Rosseth was fastest by about a quarter of a second, which was pretty crazy. I think there was as big a gap between first and second as there was between second and 16th.
Something stupid like that.
So everyone was super close apart from Rosseth. I think considering how bad Rosseth's first lap was, I think he will take the position he's currently in. He can easily see the race leader. So this is still very winnable for him with over 2 hours of the race to go.
Right, so here's what happened to Schilling on lap 1. Cold tyres, yep. So he just saves it. That's his priority. Very good rejoin as well. This is a man who knows how to finish a 12-hour. Well, I'd advise lighten up the tyres anyway, but yeah. Still. I was saying endurance, it's not what you do, it's how you handle what you do. Because you're going to make mistakes. Things are going to go wrong. How you handle them. I mean, like we saw the guy who dive-bombed everyone, killed a couple of cars, gets a penalty, then while being served the penalty, goes off the track and dangerously rejoins before he served his drive-through. Stop and go.
Roberto's still going, though. He's on the lead lap. Roberto Rebecci, going 24th place. Rosseth very, very close to the back of Utortus. He could maybe go for something here. So wide turning. Of course, we've still got the old pit wall here at Sebring, as Vanna has taken the lead from Jones in LMP2. That's not a massive story because they are teammates. But the teammates,
it's gone back again as well.
Place. Oh, there's a goes ascent.
Whoa!
And round and into the wall goes Moon.
I mean, that sent I don't know. I'll see it again. I don't know. It's hard to say if he was clear. He scraped metal on the way across. And the car will be behind will be like, well, you put yourself there. It's on you. Good luck. I don't know. Would you have lifted? Be honest.
Yeah, but I'm overly nice to my own detriment. I would have been like, no, I don't want to make contact. I would have respected the dive enough to be like, yeah, you know what, you got me there.
No.
But I'm not sure.
It was late. It was, yeah. It wasn't well crafted. It was more like a surprise attack. Hope you see me and don't turn in. I'm not sure. But we'll see on the replay. Sometimes these TV cameras can really mess with our perspective.
And they're still battling in this fight. Blotzo, of course, still in that second place, but Yator's going the long way round, and this could be another little quarter panel. They stay alongside.
Yeah, I was just trying to think what's to gain. Oh, the run on the exit, of course. I'm sat here thinking, what do you gain from pulling that off? But yeah, the exit.
So Yatortus goes from 4th up to 2nd.
Well, he's not done it yet. You can deep dive the inside, but you'll kill the outside car. But you can do it. This is going to get touchy.
Worse for Blotzo because now Roseth is going to try to go the long way round, and Yatortus has got a decision here who he gives the draft to. See LMP2 start moving their way through as well.
No, I think Roseth's going to have a run, you know. I'm being serious. I think he might have... No, he thinks better off it. He just wants that one position gained. Right, here's the moon incident. Let's judge quickly.
Oh, he did slide out. I think that's right. He was sort of drifting. He was certainly... Yeah, that's no one's fault. Well, that's Moon's fault, really. But, like... If he was tighter to the inside, then I would be like, okay. But no, he was drifting wide.
Correct, yeah. You can do that move where you cross from the left side to the right side, but there's a sub-rule. Be clear when you cross. Yeah. He wasn't clear. It's not the car on the outsides. I don't have to give you the space in front of me. I gave you the space to the left of me.
Well, it's sort of weird, isn't it, in iRacing, because obviously in iRacing it's the outside car that who always wins out. If that was Formula 1,
sure.
If the inside driver just bombs it down the inside, then the outside driver just has to turn out the corner, otherwise they lose their front wing. In iRacing and GT cars, if the front driver bombs it in, then the other driver can just turn in and, you know, spin them around. Yeah. So it's very... Very different racing.
If Moon had been one more inch forward and managed to slow it down, then I mean, still runs the risk of being hit from behind because, you know, you're going to be 80 kph slower in the lane that you just took the guy in. But no, he didn't make it clear. He clipped the car and round he went.
This is a battle for second place in the GTP. Schilling was half a tenth faster on that last tour of the circuit, and he's very close under braking here because Mergia was David's pick. Schilling my pick. Bassett is 2 seconds clear of the pair of them, albeit not really pulling away. I think just matching them at this point of the race. And then they got Caruso another 3 seconds back.
So, update the Door Esports guys. Well, they've swapped around. I'm not sure what they were doing, but they've picked up Paul Langs. They've picked up their teammate, but they've picked up a straggler. Busby came with them.
Well, you say pick up, but I mean, is there any draft in the LMP2s? In any other class, it would be a pickup, but here it's... Oh, true. Welcome to my dirty air.
Oh. That BMW's nervous about... Okay, it's all good. Hello to Robert in chat.
Welcome to Carlson as well, and everyone else who's watching along. 81 people watching. Very much appreciate your tuning in. Oh, Busby, a bit half committed there. GTD was generous. So actually, it's now Jones who has pulled away a little bit. He's now got 1.2 seconds on these guys. A little bit of traffic.
I think it is, just traffic dictated at the moment. This Alex Kaon. Oh wait, Blotto's down. Oh, of course, down to 4th. No, did we see that? No.
He got overtaken by Yatortus and Roseth.
Oh, of course he did. Yeah, of course he did.
It was Moon who had the spin. That was with Blotto. Oh, Busby.
Yeah, Busby, he got that done.
But yeah, Cown's in the lead of the... Well, yeah, I guess Cown built that lead, didn't he, at the start of the race, and then sort of just been maintaining it ever since. This is the battle for 17th place in the GTDs between Matthew Wright and Naura Zaughi, another one of our Italians.
Yeah, this now guy does seem to have the pace at the moment. Let's see what he's planning. Is it fuel or position? He looks like he's too close to even be thinking about fuel, but nope, he does not think about fuel. He's getting that position.
He's going to go for the move now.
Oh, he's trying to defend it. Not easy to defend on the outside when they've got the run on you. Best to try and... Where you going, mate? I think...
Was that Valerie Death? Was.
Wait, his team name is Cheated Death?
Yeah.
That's ironic, the first time he showed his dying. Yeah, I think he just wasn't reading the situation ahead. GTDs were side by side. When he got to turn and he was like, oh, I need to lift, and then went round. Could have been something else, but LMP2s have bags of grip in Sunset.
Robert letting us know in chat that Matthew unfortunately has damage on the front of his car. So we watch Ligeri losing out to Pigments. Pigments is
look at that.
Storming through.
Built different. It's that dock I built, I tell you. No, me and Brian built it this morning, actually. At 8 in the morning, we were up tweaking the dock. Although Brian made last-minute changes because he jumped into your ARL session. He was like, whoa, it's hot. Set up, no likey.
Yeah, I don't know if it's got any cooler. It's still 31 degrees track temperature. I don't think it's really cooled down at all so far. But we will be ending this race basically in the dark. The race ends 20 minutes after sunset comes around, so it won't be proper dark, but it'll be getting there.
I had a good race with Robert in chat, in an official as well this week. That was a lot of fun to see him. I mean, I wasn't in the best of moods. It was one of those races where everyone wanted to like leave a version of their paint colour on my car.
Sure. From the same class? Or
everyone, mate.
Sure.
In the end, I actually assumed everyone wanted to hit me, so I just started driving into them, like to save them the hassle.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. But you know, when it's happened like 4 times in a race, you just it really compounds and gets to you, doesn't it? That Porsche's missing the... It's either the paint job or he's missing the bottom of his car.
Missing the front of his car, I think, that Porsche. Shout out, by the way, to Apex Racing Academy. Of course, they are doing free setups for the Sebring 12 hours.
Yeah, they're playing games.
So do check out apexracingac.com/Sebring-2025 in order to get those free setups. That is for all the GTD cars, all 10 of them. So yeah, do certainly check what they're like, because they, of course, are designed by some of the best drivers in all of iRacing.
How does that look? No. Just distracting his opponent, so they fall out of the draft even more. It's a long old race. They gotta, you know, if you keep distracting the guy in front of you and you lose draft, it's amazing how disconnected you can get from the race. Yeah, awesome to see Brian up in 10th. He was down 1 position at one point, avoided the big accident in the last corner before the race starts, so he is going to be happy. He's in the draft of Balaj. Balaj? I assume it's Balaj.
I think we have this debate every race.
What do you say?
Balash.
Balash.
And I've said it to him in the when it comes to an interview. That, well done, Balash. And he's not said, don't call me that. Pronounce it properly. So that's what I'm going at.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. I've never heard that word that you say.
Balash.
Yeah.
Oh, just change for seconds in the GTPs. That is Schilling moving past Mergia. And just about finds a bit of space. They split the GTD, and Schilling will hold on to this one into turn 1. So, Schilling, who started, of course, on pole, went off the circuit at Tower on lap 1, dropped down to 4th, pretty much immediately got back to 3rd, and it's taking him a while to get to 2nd, but he is there now, and he can start maybe chasing down Bassett, who is 1.8 seconds up the road.
Robert in chat is saying not a lot of Maccas, and that surprises me. Well, it doesn't me. Macca would be my car pick here. Well, Ford. I think Ford would be my number 1 pick, and Macca would be my number 2 pick, but when it comes to endurance, probably the Macca would be my first pick, but with the Bop, no. I think the Ford was the hardest hit, and the Macca, it's not great. It's okay. But yeah, iRacing went down when I was doing the Bop, and so I spent 2 hours in my beloved Macca, just grinding out, thinking I'll get the lap time. I jumped in the Porsche and Lambo, and I beat my beloved Macca with my dock that I've had for a couple of seasons. Within, I think the Porsche I beat it in 4 laps, and the Lambo I beat it in 3.
Sure.
So that's how bad the McLaren is.
Getting a little bit overcast now at Sebring. It is partly cloudy throughout the race. There's not going to be a whole lot of cloud cover, but one of the few clouds that there are has just hovered over this track. And customary with the new iRacing lighting model, it does go very dark. It's very easy to tell whether it is light or dark out there. We're watching Davide Lanzani.
Yeah, very quick
chasing
car.
down Leonardo Caglioni.
Hey, Adam in chat. No, I mean, I'm not trying to scare people away from the Macca. We're talking small margins here. I absolutely love the car. It's one of my favourites in GTD, and I especially love it at Sebring. And yeah, it's a good car.
Thank you to Luke Mansky. I'm not sure if he's necessarily got. I'm not sure if you got Noah at Balash, Luke, but he's saying that we're pronouncing the name correctly, or I'm pronouncing the name correctly. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I think
Luke.
When I joined iRacing, me and TK got coached by a Balaj, and that's just, I think it's spelled similar. I'm not sure how it's spelled, so I just know, yeah.
Sure.
Balaj. Oh, they were long days. Me and TK, we used to have a 2-hour session each, so we'd double it up. Oi, 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 oi. So we'd do a 4 hours every Monday morning, about 7, 8 in the morning for 4 hours. And that's what me and TK did for a very long time.
Looks like Lanzani's going to get past Caglioni here. He's just about clear. What pace did you go from? What iRating did you go from in those sessions?
Oh, we were nothing. We were the 2K drivers, I think.
Sure. Wow, that's insane.
What the? He honestly thought he was in last year's GTP. Honestly, that is what I mean about the brakes. They have to be a bit more ginger on them.
I'm trying to figure out, was that Malchurek? No, it was Greaveson. Adam's usually a very good driver.
Wait,
but that was bad.
David says it a bit more correctly.
Oh, come on, TV. Luke, you got to get back in this chat. Let's say that I'm saying it correctly. Sam. Say that Sam is saying it correctly.
Sam Psoid, right?
No, Sam. And end it like that.
And end it like that.
Oh, it's a long-sided gain here between
the Italians.
Tokyo.
Wait, we have 5 Italians in the top 7?
Yeah. So Caglioni lost out to Lanzani, didn't he? And then he seemed to lose a lot of time. Sorry, I was probably looking away, looking at the chat. But Caglioni is now in the clutches of Tokyo.
Lanzani's up 6 positions. It's not like these are pushovers.
Luke saying that he heard it correct. Someone said it correct at some point in the broadcast. Doesn't know you, right?
Balaj. And Sam saying...
Yeah. No, you're probably right. There's not a... If there's a test pair on F1 driver names, something like that, I'll get the pronunciation perfect. Besides that, I'm hopeless.
Thanks, Alan.
Ivo Laubscher is barely ahead of Joe Vega, I've got to say. These two absolute veterans of ARL. Laubscher's done plenty of seasons in the prototypes and the Porsches as well. For a long time, Ivo Laubscher's first series in ARL was Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup Season 1 back in August 2020.
We just lost Matthew Wright. I think
Oh dear.
the way he
Yes.
dropped it was like a toe.
He did have front damage, we knew. There he is. Does that look like a man who is out of the race? He's not out of the rig yet.
I don't know what happened, but he dropped too quick.
He apparently just pulled over. He's having a laugh. But doesn't look good for him. Archie Coveney's got past Carmelo Caruso. That may have been a mistake for... I think Carmelo's just been outpaced. And so, yeah, Coveney's got past and up into 4th place now.
Mark in chat. Brits trying to pronounce foreign names is always kind of a pain, lol. And Mark was the guy we were talking about here where we raced Sebring 12 from the Apex Sim Centre. He was my teammate then.
Yes, yep.
I'm not saying like he's not my teammate now. I didn't fire him due to a bad Sebring 12.
Yeah, honestly, Mark, I still don't know how to pronounce your name. I don't know if it is it Custas or Custas?
If it's Coosters, as you just pronounce it, I've been saying it wrong for almost 6 years and to his face.
Sure.
So if he says yes, it's what Sam said, I'm going to feel a bit stupid, to be honest.
Still pretty close actually between Caruso and Edwards and Andrews, sorry, and Jeb. So 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, close in our GTPs. Still close for the lead in both of our races. In fact, it's got a lot closer for the GTD lead.
Yeah, the GTDs are clustering up a bit, right? Because
Yeah.
even like the gap David Lenzini's been able to pull back. When we mentioned like Brian was in the 2nd cluster, like, it's closer.
Yeah, Lenzani's had very good pace. But yeah, your Tortoise got the gap from 2 seconds down to half a second. Rosseth is going with him, but not totally with him. Again, obviously it's always a bit ebbing and flowing with the traffic. Custers. Custers. I think you were saying it right the whole time.
Yeah, I've foreign pronunciations. I'm always.
Yeah. Well, I
people
thought I
always-
went through the grid really well earlier on. I was like, you know what? I actually forgot to practice all the names before the race, and I went through it, and I was all right. This is really not my confidence.
Oh.
So I'll try to get over it. You taught us very close to count 0.3 of a second.
Yeah, we saw the overtaking he pulled off in Le Mans. That was really well set up. Everything was about that exit. I do think the vet's a very good pick for the endurance. It was very high up my list. It has one big issue. It is made of paper mache.
Sure.
So if you touch the outside wall before T1 or the inside of T1, it's the window and falls off, and then your engine falls out.
Vanna is into the pits. Oh, that's...
It's not... Is he going to...
I mean, it didn't work for him. That was really ambitious for your Tortoise.
It was, yeah.
Another one of our drivers who was taking part in ARL leagues for a long time in GT3 Trophy and Porsche Cup.
So Jonas in...
From 2nd place.
Interesting he wouldn't pit with his teammates.
I think he just ran out of fuel, potentially. I mean, this is maybe as far as the tyres go. Or as far as the fuel goes, so it goes.
Yeah, but the teammates, they all qualified practically at the same time. They've been running in draft the whole
True,
race.
yep. Well, maybe that's why they switched earlier on. Because he lost the lead, didn't he? But maybe he just didn't save enough in the draft. We'll see if everyone else comes into the pits this lap.
But then again, let's remember, they might just be testing things for...
change for the lead in
for
GTD.
the Sebring 12.
Tortoise has got ahead of count. So he tried to get it done earlier on in the lap, but he's got it done at sunset, and now he's going to have to go defensive. But your Tortoise is looking very quick. Starts at a P3. I think he was as low as 4th place earlier on as well. But he's up to the lead now within the first 40 minutes.
Yeah, as long as he avoids the switch back here, which he's going to cover off. Yeah, he's got it. And
Awesome.
Eric's Rousseff will be looking like, and look at this, if these two are burning a little bit more fuel, heating up their tyres a little bit more. I honestly feel Eric would have been in the Porsche had it not been for the second bop.
Sure.
All right, so let's look at the sunset move. Whoa! That was big. So now he's just got to park the bus, and park he does. There you go. Okay, so
Busby managing to go the extra lap. That's good news for Busby.
yeah, it is. So all the dual good drivers are in.
And they're all taking tyres. Of course, tyres and fuel taken simultaneously in these cars.
It's GTPs. I'd be curious to see. I just want to know what the GTP drivers are going to do, because it's quite hot.
Tyres are taken separately in GTPs, correct?
Well, it's just their coldness I'm worried about.
Sure, but they are also taken separately, right?
No, together. I think every
Okay.
major endurance car now is together.
There's one car where it's Porsche Cup. Oh, it's Porsche Cup, sorry, where they're taken separately. My bad.
Well, that's a weird one, right? You don't ever fuel a Porsche Cup unless it's a league race.
Oh
No, I suppose
yes.
the Nord, the VLN thing.
And yeah, VLN. Few of the oh yeah, no, it's just the LMP2s pissing. So who's going to be in the lead then of the LMP2s? Lang now coming out of the pits as Rosseth is up into second place then. But
he's
can
not
he
got
hold
this
on?
done, though. He's not got this done.
You have the slightest adjust, and maybe that was enough. Just the small draft from your tortoise. And he is now ahead up into second place.
Interesting. I wonder if Alex just changed up his strategy a little bit fuel-wise and just wanted to lift that extra bit, and it's left him a little vulnerable.
It's going to lose your tortoise a bunch of time here. The LMP2 trying to go around the outside. Yeah.
Why, mate?
Loads of time. Yeah, of course, he was coming out of the pits.
Yeah, keep flashing, mate. Keep flashing. Keep flashing. Yeah.
Oh, and now he's...
Calmer, mate.
Calm
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. It was dumb, though. Like, where are you going? Do you want a track map? Like, why are you on the... Where are you going?
Claudio Visparelli, the driver who went round.
Sorry, I thought I was driving. Then I was reacting. Paul with the extra lap. Let's see if this has paid off. I mean, it more beneficial to pay off the next pit stop. Right now, he just needs to make sure he gets everything done well.
Groupie going the extra... No, he didn't. So just going further down the pit lane.
Mark's got a good point. I said it was fuel, but it could just be the vets picking up on better tyre life over the Acura. Could be. Because, yeah, it's not coincidence. It was both vets that are making the late charge, especially, you know, we're 40-odd minutes into the race, and they were acting a lot calmer, and now they're full send on Alex. And let's not forget, Alex was the pole sitter and led every lap, so I wonder if it was just a fuel adjustment and maybe a bit of tyres.
So Busby with a slow stop. That might just be him taking a full tank, whereas everyone else taking a slightly abbreviated tank. So James Jones moves past. Vanna is the leader. Vanna had a much
This is
shorter
going
pit
to
stop.
really cost Paul.
But he can go longer in this second stint now, at least. So
Yeah, I don't know. Nah, something doesn't add up.
yeah, 43 seconds. We're not seeing anyone else take more than 42.
Yeah, I mean, Jonas took a 38. That's the low fuel for the avoiding the splash. 41's probably the full. I'm not sure what a 43.6 is.
Maybe everyone else had like half a lap of fuel left, whereas maybe Busby was on fumes. Maybe that's the difference. But yeah, it does seem a bit weird. He was a second and a half longer than everyone else. Edens trying to get past Goddesad. I feel like these guys have been battling for much of this race. Edens from the UK. Goddesad from Norway.
Oh, the Audi got a bit squirmy there.
First of the GTPs, this is Caruso. So they're going to get to the 45-minute mark. They need to get to about 50 minutes. Well, they need to get to 28 minutes.
I'm excited to see. I want to see them leave the pits. If they take tyres, I want to see them leave the pits. Because this might be the first time they've ever done it. Okay, so we are going to get entertainment. Here we go. It's tricky.
Mm.
You know the scene in Matrix where Neo has to jump the building and like they say everyone falls the first time. They're like, what if he makes it? He won't. If it's your first time coming out of Sebring ever with brand new tyres, it's not like you cold out lap. This is insane. You go to turn the wheel left, it snaps, you catch it, you turn again, you're gone.
So you're saying if he doesn't spin, then he's the chosen one?
No, it means he's practiced it and it's not his first time. But I mean, why would they? Like, if they've just done it IMSA officials and the odd practice run in a stint, they might not have practiced cold tyres from the pits. Yeah, it's really tricky. Really tricky. Okay. Sorry if I jinxed him.
So he's actually going to come out in a very good spot here. He's got not too many cars behind him.
Let's see. Oh, he's really ginger though. Okay, so he's practiced. That was nice. Let's see. How's he going to fare? Because it is not a nice experience. He's looking like a pro. The problem is if you've got an LMP2 on you right now, they're about 3 seconds quicker than you on this half a lap at least.
Sure. Well, he's got Claudio Vispirelli, who recently spun. He's not too far behind him, so he might be chasing him down. Gets up for this one. Oh, just about.
Yeah, just about.
Didn't exactly scare the Apex.
Did you make that up?
That sounds very sarcastic.
No, I mean, is that original? Is that a Sam original? Didn't scare the Apex. I like it.
I feel like that's probably a Brundle thing that I've just taken. I think all of our motorsport thoughts just come from Brundle.
True.
In the end.
Oh, right. Mark's right. Come out of pits every practice you do, though. Yes, good point.
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't...
It's my job to pull you up on stuff like that, but... Archie Coveney with a mistake. That's not on fresh tyres or anything, that's just, well, maybe old tyres. He's actually lost the place to Mergier then, so he'd worked hard to get past Mergier, but he's lost it again. Wonder if maybe he had something to do with traffic.
Maybe.
Because he has got a bit around.
Wait, I've got a counterpoint to Mark. Here we go, I've got it. I'm back.
Oh, yeah.
It's in an uncompetitive setting and you're not chasing lap time.
Sure.
Thank you. I'll be here all day. Literally. God, I thought I was going to lose that for a minute. Honestly, I honestly thought I was going to lose that.
None of the other GTPs coming in yet. So this is interesting. This is stuff that I nerd out on, which is basically whether it's a 2 or 3 stop. And seeing that they're going to go 48 minutes, it will be a 2-stop race. Not easy. They're not really going to have any flexibility. It's going to be 2 or 3 full tanks of fuel in order to make the 2 hours 25. Because, well, Bassett's now in, so they're on the cusp. They might have to save an extra lap because they did do the formation lap, so that would have burned half a lap of fuel by doing that. Here is Bassett. And let's see if he takes tyres. He does, so it does seem like it's too lucrative, the fresh rubber, to not go for the fresh tyres. And Richard Jepp was able to go the extra lap, so he moves into the lead provisionally.
Or he sees everyone pitting, looks down and thinks, damn it. I've done that a few times. Petit Le Mans being the worst. David has subscribed to the Apex Racing TV. What a name.
About time that you did subscribe, honestly.
But that David who just subbed may not understand your joke.
Maybe not.
No, didn't think about that, did you?
But they've clearly liked what they've heard so far.
True. A podcast adaptation of the race. That's what we do, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's probably a harsh criticism. That's something that would be posted by, like, the Times in a review. Saying it's just a podcastification.
Podcastification.
What podcast? I think that's like that just sounds like a horrible insult. Podcastification. Cowan has been caught by Blotzo, so we might have a different 07 racing car at the front of this field. Of course, the GTDs might come into the pits now, but I think they'll probably do a full tank for this first stint, which will take them to about 55 minutes. Shadow Hayes saying in chat how he very much enjoys the US circuits. In terms of country with the best circuits, yeah, the US is miles ahead. Of course, sort of the bigger debate is US versus Europe, which I think Europe edges out, but it is close.
Yeah, America's got some great circuits. Road Atlanta, Daytona, Sebring, they're all
Watkins.
Yep, Watkins.
Jep is into the pits from the lead of the GTP, so that is everyone in the GTPs has now made a pit stop.
Pit stop times, anyone? Camelo Caruso, 4 seconds longer than everyone else. That's tyre, that's miss your box territory, unfortunately.
Yeah, he pitted 2 laps early as well, so he definitely didn't have more fuel to take.
Dior looking good, but obviously they've got that gap where Jonas Warren took 3.5 seconds less fuel, and that looks like it was just a decision. Because we've got Claudio Vesparelli doing the exact same thing down in 10th. So it looks like that's on the stint, that's on the possibility. Oh, I've just realised I can pull up my teammates' pit strategy. I mean, I probably shouldn't read it out on the broadcast, but... So... Oh, wow, man. Look at this guy, it's better than Ferrari. He had a plan B, a plan A and a plan B. It's when the person in the voice in the radio says, yeah, we're going to plan C.
Let's see.
No stop race.
What was the thing the other day? What was it? D1? Something.
Oh, yeah.
Hamilton needs K1. Try K1. Practice K1.
How don't they do it? I didn't know what time the broadcast was. I was halfway through eating a burger. Sam had to drag me out. Literally. Broadcast is looking good. The colours, the lighting does look good on the broadcast, I must say. From cockpit cam, I'm not a fan of the lighting update at the moment. It's either too bright or too dark. But yeah, this TV cam broadcast angle, it looks good.
Richard Jebb back ahead of... Is he back ahead? Caruso... I'm trying to think what the order was beforehand. So Archie... I'm getting very confused. So Archie Coveney, why is Archie Coveney ahead of David Schilling in the GTPs?
Why is Archie Coveney ahead of David Schilling in the GTPs?
Did we see something really obvious? But like Schilling was in second, right? And we've got a replay.
Yeah, so something happened between the two of them, I think. Oh, Schilling completely looped it.
So that was behind the race leader, Bassett, I believe.
So what's happened there? He's got on his brakes like normal, and then I think he felt the LMP2 ahead. He wasn't going to slow in time, and he tried to brake harder, and unfortunately in GTP, if you do that, well, you do what you just saw. And that's why we're seeing the traffic management here be so much better than last season. It's because the GTPs, they just can't do what they were doing last season. You know, a lot of focus was on that high speed and the downforce and the cornering speeds. All the talk was about that. But what they've also lost is a heck of a lot of downforce to cause that. If you take away downforce, you take away a lot of brake performance. And it's brilliant for multi-class racing. Really good. Because they, like you're seeing here with an LMP2, they're just not going to bother trying to send it. Before last season, they would lose time not being aggressive and sending it. This season, they lose time sending it. So you love to see it. Love to see it.
Legary in a little bit of a pack with Brian Pigmans at the front. Oh, well, actually not at the front of it. Erdely is the front of it. Up 7 places is Balash.
Yeah, I noticed Brian's got the 7-0 guys. There's a lot of 7-0 guys racing in GTD. 5 of them, I count.
Yeah, they did well to get into top split.
Did indeed.
Because anyone who is tuning in from second split lets us know.
Yeah.
It means that obviously you're out of the race, but let us know what.
And if you're driving, just open the YouTube on the top screen and type your position in and how it's going.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw an orange livery. Hello, Brian. See, I'll be racing with him on Saturday. I'm excited.
Count still only just ahead of Blot, so they haven't like made a switch or anything, have these guys?
Yeah, he has dropped off the back of Rennsport and the Tortoise. Yeah, strange. Maybe it is tyre life. I'm not sure, because let's not forget, Pole led every lap, and then when he got hunted by your Tortoise, he also got attacked by Rennsport, and now he's dropped back and fallen into the hands of his teammate.
Your Tortoise and Rennsport were a little bit held up at the start, though, weren't they? So I don't know. Maybe that was the reason. Maybe they always had more pace, but they just couldn't use it, perhaps. But
Seth did say he messed up his qualifying.
Yeah, and he fell back to, I think, 6th, I think, on that one.
Well, I suppose there's another way of saying it, right? The fastest 2 people in pre-queue are in the top 2 positions right now.
But yeah, your Tortoise is doing well, because we honestly thought that Rennsport might dominate today. And your Tortoise is preventing that from happening.
Mark saying these Lambo endurance lights are a track hazard. They are pretty amazing. They really are. At a track where there's no lights, or something like Suzuka, they're brilliant. Look at that. All right, another replay coming in. So this is Luke Andrews. Oi, oi.
Whoa, was that new tyres? Guess it must have been, just after his pit stop.
No, maybe, yeah. He unloads 2 tyres. Doesn't seem right that he on fresh tyres that would be possible. What? You can even hear what the LMP2 driver's saying. I love it. You can hear it. Well, I hear it anyway.
Shadow Hayes questioning what Belle is like. You think Belle's good?
I hope so. I've got a race this season.
Alan's saying it's the best circuit in the US, which I think is a bit of a disservice to the others.
I like Belle. Yeah. Which means I'm quick at it. I only like tracks I'm quick at. If I'm slow, then the track must be awful.
Sure.
So after tonight, I will probably hate Portimao. Yeah. I'll let you know tomorrow.
Half the GTDs have come into the pits. It's just the top 10 who have not come into the pits. I'll undoubtedly come in on this next lap. Maybe one might stretch it the extra. But the highest pace driver who has pitted is Torquio, Caglioni, Erdely, Moon, who of course spun early on.
Ryan's still out there. Yeah, I mean, if he can fuel save an extra lap, he's going to fuel save an extra lap. That's just his way. Portimao is awesome. I agree. But I have to race there tonight in a fixed dock, and it's going to be very late at night. I'm going to be very tired. I'm going to spin. I'll blame the track. And then, yeah, be the track's fault. I think that's how it'll go down.
Yeah. And then you just won't drive it again.
Correct.
Rosseth taking tyres, as I think all the GTDs will. I mean, it's free tyres, so you may as well.
Stop the count. Samson Kanan in P2. Let's go.
So maybe Kaun was playing us all along, because somehow, despite like not having a draft for that entire stint, because he was leading most of the way, he's the one who's been able to do the extra lap. Pickman's also able to do the next extra lap.
Told you, he's a fuel man. And yeah, we did see a change of pace from Alex Cowan, and I guessed fuel, and he went the extra lap, so thank you, Shadow Hayes.
Very lonely track now for Alex. He'll be grateful for that one. No GTPs around to push him offline.
Wait, are we the only Lambo? Sorry, why are we the only Lambo here? I've just noticed that. Wait, Rennsport looks like he's ahead of you. Oh, a short pit stop, though. 2 seconds shorter than everybody.
Yeah, now that could be because he had more fuel in the tank still, or he could have, but more likely he's probably just not brimmed it. Because you don't need to brim it. They've got to do a half stint at some point in this race.
Yeah, you want to make sure that half stint is enough for you to take the amount of tires you want to take without losing time. So if it's short in one of your stops, let's say I can check my teammate's pit strat. I'm just not going to read it out. More replays.
So Crisp versus
Oh.
Kialfi, and Crisp being overtaken, and the drivers coming out of the pits will be...
Let's see this. So Chris went for the... Well... Yeah, I mean, I like Chris, but he went for a switchback. But there wasn't a hole. Did the guy in front park the bus? Maybe. Are you allowed to? Yes.
Yeah.
So, shame.
Mergia might be overtaken by Coveney. Coveney, of course, overtook Mergia earlier on, but then he spun at the hairpin, I think. I don't think we saw a replay of it, but I think we sort of saw the aftermath. Of
Alex
that,
Cohen
at
and
least.
Brian Pigman's into the pits, and Marcelo Caserta, who unfortunately is, well...
Oh, did Caserta go back out? No.
Oh,
Caserta,
no.
Caserta hasn't even started lap 1.
Sorry, I saw 59. I thought that was 59 seconds. No, that's 59 minutes. Oh, ascend. They're going to go too wide. It's spun. Wow, they trusted the contact model way more than I would. Wrong game.
Mergia stays in second place. Schilling's catching up to the pair of them. That's the battle for P2. They're 10 seconds from the lead. Rosseth will move back into the lead. Cown with a slightly longer stop.
Counts pit stop's perfect. 41.9's bang on the nose. 41.6, 41.9, 41.8, 41.1, 41.1. Yeah, bang on. Brian with a 41.3. He's behind Erdl. He's up a position if he's ahead of... No, he's not. Moon.
So it seems like everyone's basically going for the same strat in GTD. Full tank first stint, which is obviously what you should do because it's less fuel to take later on in the race. But then, interestingly, a full tank for the second stint. Like, they could go for a half-hour stint here, but instead they're just going for a full tank.
If you put in the full tank, you come out in a nice draft train where you were, and your fuel savings predictable. If you come out in the middle of nowhere, like 6 seconds ahead of everyone, then a lot more difficult to... Mark's got a point. Funny how nobody is talking about Kota.
It is a fantastic F1 circuit, though. In terms of the
F1?
American Grand Prix,
Yes.
one of them up there with like Silverstone and Red Bull Ring as well.
Would you drive it in GT3 tonight for money?
How many laps?
An hour
An
for
hour.
50 quid.
Yeah, I'd do that, but
Wow, you're cheap.
that's because I'm cheap. Yeah.
You're cheap, no.
I reckon the limit is about £20.
Mine is £50 a lap.
£50 a lap for Kota.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. In GT3, yeah. You need downforce at Kota, otherwise it's the widest circuit in the world where you still track out on Apex and get the 1X.
Yeah. Schilling is past Caruso now. So he is up into 4th place. Oh, did something... Oh, no, something happened to... No, sorry, I'm confusing the Italians. Mergia and Caruso I was getting confused between. Mergia, of course, has always been ahead of this. Coveney trying to get past and having a little bit of blinking as well there. We've got side by side. This is Lanzini versus Count, and Lanzini gets past Count. So even if Count's got a fuel advantage, he is still being overtaken by the Manatee racing driver, and that's a bit problematic. It now means that we have, well, it still means we have 5 Italians in a row. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Let's not forget Davide Lanzini's up 8 positions. I saw someone...
Oh, that's wild. Now don't overtake, be nice.
Yeah, he waited.
But yeah, just being caught out. Didn't expect Lanzani to break that early.
Yeah, well, they all got going again.
Haven't seen any penalty messages for a while. I'll check the... I mean, yeah, there's only been 3 penalties so far. So, all good on that front.
All right, Shadow, enjoy the snooker. I miss watching snooker. I was a Ronnie O'Sullivan fan, though. That's who I only
He's
watched.
still playing, right?
Is he?
I think so. I mean, he announced his retirement about 10 years ago, but then he came back
Oh, okay.
and won a bunch more stuff. 7-time world champion. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think he's still playing. But I think he just turns up for the tournaments that he can be bothered to.
Yeah, I remember him retiring. That's the last time I really watched snooker, to be honest. So, Rennsport in the lead, View Tortoise in draft behind. Davide Lazzini, who just saw us 5.5 seconds back, carrying in the train, the 07 Racing Boys of Alex and Matteo Blotto. A couple of seconds back from that, we've got Leonardo Caglano. So then in LMP2, still the door, boys, 1, 2, 3. Obviously that gap from first to second is from the pit stop, 3.5 second deviation in fuel. They're all separated. LMP2s are not drafting. There is one person in the draft in LMP2. One.
And again, when you say draft, you mean...
Yeah, having a car in front of you. In GTP's pretty much the same, only one in draft, and it is Archie Coveney on Schilling.
Schilling's just got past Coveney, the third.
Yeah, but Schilling got pole. Schilling has fastest lap of the race, and yet Schilling is 11 seconds off the lead. Yeah, true.
Yeah, you was right on the tail of Batter, and yeah, that spin when he locked the rears at the hairpin, so he's got a lot of work to do now. At least he's got past one driver. They've dropped back a bit from Murgia, so it's not good news for that one. Blotto's been a bit blocked so far in this race. He's spent the past half hour right on the tail of Cowan. And to be fair to Cowan, he's now staying in the draft of Lanzani. But these guys now 7 seconds off the lead. Remember, Cowan who led by 2 seconds after the first 20 minutes of the race. It does look like it's going to be a 2-horse battle between Rennsport and the Tortoise.
Yeah, they're absolutely flying. And Eric in... When was we talking to... Oh, I was talking to Eric before the race in Discord. And I mentioned about his lap time and how quick he was. And he said, like, he was just happy to see he beat your Tortoise. So, some rivalry there. Or your Tortoise had a fast lap and that was his benchmark he was setting himself.
Of course, those two have raced against each other a lot in GT3 Trophy over time. The Tortoise, neither of them, I think, ever winning the championship, but they're both... Not sure if your Tortoise actually won a... your Tortoise, I think, has won a couple of reverse grid races. Rennsport has won plenty of races, but always misses a couple of rounds. It was second place a couple of seasons ago, though. Sangali being caught by Gropey. Of course, we saw Sangali spin in the first sector earlier on in the race after contact with Rennsport, I believe. Had a little bit of a nudge from behind and caused him problems. As Busby's got past Lang, and I think Lang's got a problem. Or is it Busby who's got a problem? Or is it just coming to the pits normally? No, he has... Well, he got into the pits, but then he towed. So that might be one of our favourites out.
Yeah, let's see what happened there. What, Busby and... When did we lose Chris? Oh, yeah, I remember. Sorry, I remember. 8 minutes ago feels like forever.
I'm glad you do. I've forgotten. I remember he went for a wild dive, Chris, but I don't remember anything else.
No, Chris, I think the rear of his car. Okay. Yeah, it was T2. T1 went for a switchback.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That was the dumb moment. Yeah.
Well...
Or not dumb, but yeah, that was the
switchback
mistake.
does work there, but you are allowed to park the bus like he did. Like if you sense the guy's trying to cramp your line so that you track out on exit, just don't track out on exit and stay there. And yeah, so shame.
But yeah, if Paul is watching along now, now that he seems to be out of the race, do you let us know, Paul, what was going on?
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. I saw him racing officials this morning, I think. Yeah, I think he did well. His race lasted T1, unfortunately. But it's just nice to see him back out there on track racing since the injury. Yeah, more replays coming in.
Got a replay. What happened to Lang?
Oh,
so that was Lang initially dropping back, and then Busby comes across these guys. He doesn't make contact, does he? No!
Oh.
Oh, Paul. Yeah, you should have probably held the brakes a bit better there, I think. Good Lang.
Is that both our picks hitting each other? Paul and Paul?
Yeah. I mean, you could criticise Busby as well slightly there for not saying more for the yellows. Like, he didn't give himself as many options as he could have had.
Easy, Sam. If he's committed to sunset, then you can't slow anymore, right? He'll spin.
Yeah, but you see the yellow flags.
Hold on, Brian on camera. Let's go.
Ominous sign with the Ferrari top.
Yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow. But yeah, Paul.
I will just remind you, David, though, of the reel that we posted on the AITV Instagram, which got more views than we've ever had.
Yeah, and you made me look out to be the bad guy.
No. I didn't edit anything that you said. I even made myself to look the bad guy. It was labelled idiot commentator makes a dumb point or something like that. Maybe quite not that bad. And I was supposed to be the idiot because you were lambasting me. And then we had like 200 comments.
Yeah,
saying, actually, David's being thick.
Yeah,
and he's the one who's being wrong. And saying, Sam was really, really bullied on that occasion, and not rightly.
Yeah, but then I realised that you and all them commenters are wrong. And I slept so much better.
Well, I'm just saying that maybe we have a part 2 here. Because it's the exact same issue. And maybe people be like, oh, no. Actually, when you see the yellow flag, you should slow down.
No.
We'll see. Let us know in chat if you think you should slow for yellow flags. Brand new idea. Count is 1 second behind Lenzani. He's slightly lost a little bit of time here. Yeah. As we've got a drive-through for Lang, so yeah, he knows. Well, that's not holding the brakes. I think we could both anticipate that.
Yeah.
Well, of course, he continued on, did Lang then? I don't know how Lang isn't out of the race.
Well, yeah, because he made the GT3, I don't know who hit who, I forget. Then he was spun completely, and then, he used the momentum of the spin to get his car to be righted the right way around to not lose time, and it didn't work because he backed into Busby, so...
But yeah, it just looks like the rear end of his car is a bit concave, but that's about it.
Yeah, I get what he's trying to do, but obviously he knows he's in the wrong. If he calls a contact doing what you do, then it's... Yeah. You hate to see it.
So that means that this battle is down for the podium.
Yeah.
It's quite a big gap.
North Sim Racing and 07 Racing. Oh, Paul saying his car was completely written off. Yeah, we actually saw the onboard of your wheel after the contact, and yeah. Yeah, we saw.
Yeah, unlucky Paul.
Yeah, because Paul only picked up like a left side, tap. A left side knock. I think it's always been the way in iRacing, if it's a tyre contact, it's like amplified in iRacing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you hit anything that isn't a tyre,
correct,
you just got a bit of your 5 miles an hour down on the straight. You tap a tyre. Yeah. I mean, I remember races at Bathurst. I used to race, of course, when I won the BSR Radical Winter Series Championship.
This man.
I hit the wall at Bathurst, only in practice. Obviously, I wouldn't make such a mistake in the race.
No.
And just tapped the wall and then got a meatball half a lap later, just because the suspension was so fragile. Blotto has got past Caln, and when I say got past, maybe choreographed, because Caln, of course, was leading, remember?
Yeah.
And he's now down to 5th place, and I think Blotto has been faster, but let's see if he can pull away, because if he does, then I think Caln had to get out of the brake slightly there just to avoid the GTP from hitting him from the rear. That was very, very bad. That was David Soranzo.
3 wide.
Oh!
The this is going to be very tight. I think the BMW is going to end up facing the wrong way. Nope, he muscles it through.
So he's lost another place now as count. So that's Caglione who goes past.
Wow. The BMWs are rising, 3 and 5. I mean, they're both fast drivers, but still.
Here's another BMW, Schilling, and he's nearly on the back of Mergia now. He's not really battling Mergia. He knows that he will beat Mergia as long as he doesn't spin again. What he wants to do is catch up to Bassett, but frankly, Bassett and Schilling look identical on pace. It really seems like every lap, it just seems to be within a few hundredths of each other.
This battle continues, but I think Leonard's got this, unless he doesn't come off the cover over the switchback. He's got this. Looks like he's going to be in time. Yep. Nicely done. Luke in chat, I stepped away from a moment and apparently missed something big. Yes.
I'd rewind 5 minutes.
We unfortunately have now Paul Busby in chat, not in the race.
Yeah. And Paul Lang with damage and a drive-through. And a GT3 car as well, which we didn't see, but I think the GT3 car got away with it better than anyone else.
Mark in chat, must be some damage for Cal because he just keeps dropping off. Good point. We might have missed a prototype touch-in somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's sort of been quite linear since he was in the lead. Pindle. Okay, so Pindle, that's the GT3, and he gets a drive-through, which I think is fair. He seemed to understeer into Lang at sunset.
Yeah, that's the bit I didn't catch who caused what.
So yeah, Pindle is 18th place. That will drop him probably 1 place behind Chris Jennings. And will mean he will be about, will be about a lap down on the leaders. That was Mount moving past in the very bright green livery. A little bit of smoke lit up by someone. I think they were all right. Maybe David Saranzo was a bit slow. I don't know. He's just lost a place to Mount. So maybe he had just had a half spin.
So an update on Recef and Utortus. They are actually gapping Davide Zazzini and the rest of the Italian crew.
Who would you say is going to win out of Recef and Utortus right now? Recef, of course, has got a little bit less fuel, we believe, but does have track position.
I think the net leader right now is Utortus. And I think Utortus is a really solid, has everything driver. But I'm going to go with Recef for the win.
Sure.
Yeah, I think Utortus is the net leader right now.
Of course, this is the battle for the LMP2 lead. Vanna as well is on a slightly different strategy because he took 3 seconds less fuel than Jones did in the first pit stop. Now he's 4.5 seconds ahead, so as Jones just loses a few tenths right there. So he will probably still be in the lead when they make their second pit stop. Oh, Jones has lost loads of time. What is going on with Jones? He's just lost 1.2 seconds since we tuned in on him. And it doesn't look like he's in any traffic, but that's literally gone from 4.8 to 6.1 in the past 20 seconds. So that's really bad news for him.
Yeah, a little mistake somewhere, maybe. Andrew Packer asking, how long is a stint in GT3? Well, it's endurance fuel, so you would think I'd test it, having doing the Sebring this weekend. I think it's like 55 to 58 minutes.
So yeah, I think in the first stint they managed to get 57, 58. So the second stint, maybe they'll get the extra lap with no formation lap. Maybe they'll get to the hour. Of course, they are limited slightly for fuel. I said there were no fuel limits earlier on, but of course they do have the BOP.
Yeah.
So some of the cars are limited to 98 to 99% fuel. 97 even for a couple of them.
The Vet nearly came into this completely unfuel-bopped, but it picked up a 1% on Wednesday.
So yeah, no one has 100%, I think, now. I think everyone's got a little bit taken off.
It's crazy, right, when you think about how mathematical normalization works, that how can they all be off of 100?
Yeah.
Surely the ones on 99 be on 100. The ones on 98, hear me out, be on 99. I don't know. Perhaps I'm crazy.
Vispirelli is into the pits for the LMP2, so that is one of our first pit stops in that category. You, of course, will have one more pit stop to make after this one. Got some more replays.
Oh,
So this is
3D curb.
So yeah, this is the smoke that I was talking about before.
He got all over that 3D curb. So this is Jesse Jones giving him a nudge and a flash.
Oh, so that's how Jones lost the time.
Wait, what? Did the guy lift? Wait, I'm so confused. Okay, so bonk. And then, he lost. Oh, okay. So after he made the contact, he tried to move right, lost the rear, corrected, and yeah.
No faster pairs for these trials, of course, so any even small knots like that, you can't just come back to the pits and get it repaired quickly. You will be
send it here.
now.
No, she didn't thinking otherwise of it.
Moji has had good pace recently, though. He's sort of been matching Bassett for the past 15 minutes or so. Schilling does need to get past if he is going to chase down the British driver out in the lead. Jonas Vanner from the lead into the pits. Jones, interestingly, pitting on the same lap. Now, Jones did take more fuel at his first pit stop, so I thought he'd go a bit further, but that's not been the case.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on those gaps. Sorry, who took the short one last time? Jonas.
Yes.
Okay, so the gaps are probably going to be a lot closer now.
10-second post-race penalty for Jesse Jones for that contact. He was given responsibility, so that is a good news for Vanner.
I mean, yeah, it's on the overtaking cars. I mean, it's frustrating as hell. Get the hell out of my way. But yeah, it's on the overtaking cars' responsibility to pass a lap vehicle. So.
But he was the LMP2.
Oh wait, I thought they were both. Oh, which way round was it? I thought they were both in the same class.
I thought it was an LMP2 and a GTP.
I thought it was two GTPs.
So it was Soranzo and Jones. Jones is an LMP2.
And who got the penalty?
The LMP2, who was driving behind the GTP, but the GTP was slow for some reason, coming out the corner.
Oh. Oh, okay, I didn't realise that. The car behind was the LMP2.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that was one of the weird elements of it. It was like, why is the GTP not going? But I think they were very, maybe just, ginger through that part of the circuit, applying their throttle.
So we're seeing Brian fend. Wait, Brian's ahead of Young Sumon. So something's happened there to our Sendy friend from earlier.
Yeah, he lost 8/10 in that last lap, did Moon. So I guess that's what it is. It wasn't an awful lap though. Looked like Brian just was able to move past.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some puns about the Moon, but I really can't think of anything.
I think I said when Moon first did his big T2 send, I think I said he sent it from the Moon.
Okay.
But it didn't land, so I left it.
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't say much of it.
But yeah, let us know any puns in chat, because Young Soo may take part in future events, so we need to store them up. Lang into the pits. Of course, he has...
I can't remember what his pen is.
He had a drive-through, so I think he's already served it.
Yeah, he would have had his 3 laps, isn't it?
Yeah. John Javicki's asking, where are all the marbles? It's not looking particularly lit, is it? But I think it just takes does it just take a bit more time, or is this it?
Good point.
Because we had practice as well, obviously, you know, and the marbles stay on the circuit.
No, it's a good point. I think just from this perspective, we're not seeing them on, like... I think the best way to see them is cockpit cam. Let's see. Really want to see where the sun refracts off the track. No, granted, I'm not seeing them yet. You definitely see them in the sprint races, so... Yeah, not sure. For me, it's a lighting issue. Like, you don't see them unless the light hits them in a funny way.
Sure.
So maybe it's just a bit too dark.
Let's ride on board a little bit longer here and see what the sun is like on the back straight. So it might be quite bad at this time. So the sun's going to be setting, or going to be under the horizon before too long, probably about 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. But no, granted, I can't see the marbles. Oh no. Oi, oi, oi. Well, yeah.
Ooh, do you think that was an actual hit, or?
No. The way his wheel moved, I don't think he knew about it. Oh, see, it's just iRacing sounds you hear in every wall be hit. But like I said, if this was the vet, you run the risk of picking up 20 seconds of damage from all them sound effects. You look around like, wait, where's my car door? Young Soo Moon is very close to Brian. I think that's actually the closest battle on track. Well, Brian's got Young Soo Moon, Michele Villazal, yeah, him, and all them other Italians that I can't pronounce behind him. Yeah, that's quite the train there. Actually, it's the biggest train, isn't it? My teammates calls him. Yes, it's the biggest train. Cheated death. Maybe pitted or didn't cheat death. I think it's a regular pit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all right. Well, as long as he gets out quite soon.
Yeah, very soon. It's got 11...
Oh, it was the quickest pit stop. Very quick
Yeah.
pit stop. So not a full tank for death. Tokyo only just... he's dropped back a little bit now from Count. They are teammates. They're both 07 Racing. The 07 Racing drivers now racing in 4th, 6th and 7th and 11th and 12th.
Tokyo
and
used to be
14th.
in red, right? He used to drive in a red and white car.
I can do some searches on the Aero website.
Yeah, because I thought I remember him in red.
Prestanda Nomad is the last team he raced for.
Ah, okay. That's green. He went from green to green.
Oh, he also raced for Miradness.
Haven't we all?
And Raw Esport.
Okay.
So he's and Junkers Hollinger Esports. So a lot of teams. Name a team he's probably raced for them. Apex Tech Racing as well.
So you can check my past there, what teams I've been with.
Well, you've not taken part in... Oh, he's taken part in Junkers, yeah. I don't think you've done enough series, though.
Oh, thanks. So you wiped me from the system. Yeah, you just wiped me, didn't you? Don't worry about it.
Well, I searched your name. It's all... Oh, David Sampson is streaming. Who cares?
Who cares?
I have to add a condition to go to the orders channel.
Sorry. David is streaming. David is streaming.
Apex Racing Academy.
Yep, representing.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's
and
it.
Samsoy Kanani Sports.
Okay.
That's it. Not as interesting.
No, sorry. I'm sorry to bore you there. Oh, putting out late there. This is going to be... But then again, Schilling has
goes
been
up.
following.
Yeah, you're... Well, I think he would like to get past, because I think he's seeing Bassett 10 seconds up the road and thinking, I should be up there. And I think he can... I don't imagine he thinks he can win this race. Sat behind another driver. Here he goes. This could be his chance here. Down to turn 1. Picks up the drafts. Wide turn into turn 1, but...
He's playing it smart. Brian's still got these 3 drivers behind him. They're a pack of 4 out there. And where else we got? The Schilling battle and the Richard Yep battle with Kamala Kuso. They're the 3 big battles I'd say on track. Wow, it's almost an hour and a half down.
Yep. Feels like the circuit doesn't feel as full as maybe it did earlier on. But we've still got a lot of drivers out there. We have,
Yeah.
what, 59? Did we have 59 drivers today? I did not realise there was even that many. Yeah, we've got 59 drivers taking part today. And I think about 10 of them are back in the pits.
Yeah, lap one things for the most part.
So we've still got 49 odd drivers out there right now.
Oh, did we find out what happened to the LMP2 that was parked on the main straight on his own halfway down?
No, that was on lap 1, wasn't it?
No, lap 0.
Or lap 0, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they barely crossed the line. No, I don't think we saw that one. I don't think we saw. We
He
saw the
must-
GTD mess. We didn't see the LMP2
I
mess.
think under green, he's probably lost the rear around the last corner before the race has started and binned it.
Mark Custer's saying, so why does the wiper move in this cam but not in cockpit cam? I've only just noticed that. Look at the wiper, it is moving ever so slightly.
Where am I looking? Where's the wipe? Oh,
In the centre bottom.
yeah.
It's just moving about a bit.
Because I've
Nice
noticed
touch.
in other sims it moved.
It does move a bit there.
Is that cockpit cam or a gyro? Oh, here we go.
Oh, it is moving.
Oh, it is moving.
No, you need to update your graphics.
No, Mark
Turn
needs
that
to come out of retirement. That's what's wrong. He's been in retirement for way too long. He's missing updates. I mean, granted, I didn't know that, but he drives that car, not me.
Schilling could go for this one because on the last lap, Mergia was a little. Yeah. I feel like Mergia was like lifting and coasting. So on the previous lap, he was lifting and coasting into that hairpin. And maybe you're right. Maybe Schilling is just waiting behind, but he's got 10 seconds to make up. You haven't got time to save fuel. That might save you a few seconds, but he needs 10 seconds. He needs to get past and chase down, do some faster laps.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, let's say he gets past and he just absolutely blasts it. Is he going to break the draft? Question mark. Unsure. And if he doesn't, then he's going to be well behind this guy.
But like, that's just for seconds. Like right now, if I'm Schilling, I'm not even caring about it. Whether it's second or third, I don't care. I want to win.
I remember that in Pet GB when Sam's going for the win and discarding everything else. No, I'm here to win.
No, the equivalent of that is 8th because that's when you get 1 point.
Okay,
So
understood.
I'm like, I don't even care whether I finish 9th or 10th. It's no points. So that's my mindset.
Get what Schilling's doing though. It looks to me like Schilling's cooling his car down. He moves out, distracts the guy, and then tucks back in and goes, only joking. So I'm not sure if he's... Yeah, I don't know. Not sure. Just do it the old-fashioned way. Move alongside. Whenever he brakes, hold your breath for 1 second, and then brake.
Yeah, hits him, move through, don't apologise. Damage your car. Go back to the pits. It's definitely the hairpin where he'll have his best chance.
Yep.
So he's being very close. Caruso into the pits, so this will be... this isn't his last pit stop. I think Caruso's made a mistake here because he's going to have to do one extra pit stop compared to the others.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because you can't get to the end of the race from here. This is 52 minutes to go. You're not going to get close to the end.
Is the train behind my teammate. He's fending off quite a few, and this is going to be a bit awkward with the timing of the LMP2 here. Brian might be doing best to do a big lift now. I know he's being assertive, taking the inside, hoping the LMP2 doesn't just dive. Job done. Yeah, this is the biggest pack out there, these four.
There with, I think that's Harper Darson. I think there is only the one Alcantech driver out there today. Of course, Harper Darson really messed up back at Daytona. I think it was him and Schnabel, where we had that very confusing race where it was raining for 2 hours out of the 2 hours and 25 minutes. And it was never wet enough for wet tyres.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand that race. It rained for hours, and yet dry was the pick all the way to the end.
There were, most of the race, there were 4 or 5 seconds a lap off the pace, and yet dry tyres was the way to go. I recommend checking out Marcus Solholm's video, by the way. Apex Racing Team driver, of course, over on his own channel. Did a fantastic video about his Daytona 24. And yeah, there's a bit of that race where he was dealing with similar conditions and pulled off an absolute genius strategy to make up minutes on the leaders by not changing to wet tyres. Have you seen that video?
Yeah, I've seen like the first 10, 15 minutes. I was cooking, but yeah, I'm going to finish it. But yeah, he's making nice content.
Very good content, yeah. Oh, just having to hesitate there, Ligeri.
Oi. It's always strange from this camera angle. They just
Yeah.
pop in.
Oh, he might have a run here, actually, Ligeri. This is on his own teammate, though, so he may not go for it. But let's see. And he's just giving a little bit of a nudge.
Early 07 boys, looking good. So that Recef and Nutortis are still pulling away from David Zazzini, so that's been an impressive run. But if we're talking of impressive runs, Matthew Bassett, 10.5 seconds into the lead with a longer pit stop. That's domination.
Yeah.
Michi Hoya, I've just noticed, is out there. He is running, but unfortunately he's a minute back from anyone. He's 2.5 minutes off the lead, but he's getting in some valuable track time.
Archie Coveney into the pits. Now, this is close, whether you can get to the end of the race from here. You don't really want to go this far.
Nah, I don't know. 50 minutes.
And Schilling as well. Oh, hang on, Schilling towed. So that is our third place driver in the GTPs out of the running.
Schilling towed.
Schilling has towed, yeah. He was not near the pit lane, and yeah. It's looking very suspicious, that one. Coveney did come to the pits. He will, yeah, like I said, struggle to get to the end of the race from here. 50 minutes, pretty much. You've got to remember, of course, it will probably go over 2 hours 25 because the last lap will add a minute or two to the overall time.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll get a replay of what happened to Schilling. I was looking down at the data, so I completely missed that.
So, yes, a little bit of a preview from Carlson in chat, saying that he got hit from behind. So that means that Bassett has just got Mergia now to worry about in the GTP lead. I mean, to be fair to Richard Jebb, shouldn't count him out. He's had good pace the second half of the race, but he's quite far behind.
Bassett's chilling, mate. He's got almost an 11-second lead. Right, here's the replay.
Schilling being patient. Oh, was he coming into the pits, you think?
Yeah.
Simoncic was the one who went into the back of him, and very apologetic of Simoncic.
Yeah.
I don't think that's Simoncic's fault.
No, it's not. No, David Schilling checks out too far. He's pitting. Yeah, you mean... I like David Schilling, but if you're going to pit and you've got someone behind you, you need to make it much clearer than that. You can't leave 1.5 meter space on the apex. If you do, you need to go left.
But yeah, I'm not... Yeah.
It's not like...
Pissing, yeah.
It's not David... Yeah. You need to just make it clearer.
So here comes the leaders then, Bassett and Mergia. So again, they are really pushing it on fuel, but they should just about make it, but like not comfortably. Jep able to do the extra lap. He went the extra lap in the first stint, so
Correct.
He's made it very easy for himself. So that'll get him back a few seconds, but he was 24 off the lead.
Obviously, yeah, shame for Schilling. It happens here, Watkins Glen, the kind of tracks where you learn to make it very obvious what your intention is. Because you could see the LMP2 wasn't out there trying to set the fastest corner of the world. He was just coming through the corner, and the GTP slowed and moved over on him.
Solid pit stop for Bassett, no speeding penalties. Mergia is a little bit closer, and of course they have got to worry about the fresh tyres now of those drivers. But yeah, all seem pretty clean on that.
Flashy, 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 flashy.
This is Visparelli versus Cullen. Visparelli's done well because did he have a... No, he just had a spin. I thought he was going to have a penalty, but he had a spin.
Come on, Alex is in. He was our last... He came in with Brian Pigman, so this is early. Very early.
Maybe he was carrying damage and wants to get it repaired, perhaps.
Well, taking time, like... no, I don't buy that. Why would you lengthen your first stint if he was carrying damage? Like, I don't know. It's early, though. Like, it's not going to cause a problem. He can still go from here. But why would you detach yourself from your teammate?
I'm not sure if he took all 4 tyres either because he was only stationary for 20.77 seconds. Is that enough for 4 tyres? I think 4 tyres is usually about 24 seconds. So maybe you only took 2.
Yeah, 20... I do it in litres, mate. Sorry, there's no...
Yeah.
I never need to know seconds. To me, I know it's 25.7 litres for 4 tyres.
Sure.
In GT3, that's all I know. I know what 2 tyres is, I know what rears is, fronts is, just in case.
Visparelli had an awful exit from Tower Bends, and he's home to fend off Cullen, who isn't able to get past. And look how close as well Paul Lang is, who of course is out of position after his spin and drive-through penalty earlier on. Visparelli is going to have to go defensive again, but here comes the GTP.
3 wide, clear, 2 wide, still there. Still there.
And Lang will probably try to snatch one of these places.
Yep, going to be
Maybe
3 wide.
both.
3 wide on the exit.
Whoa!
Whoa! What the hell? And again. Okay. Okay.
So, that went terribly for Visparelli. But that was pretty risky stuff there from Cullen, who sort of realised he was going to be boxed in there and darts it to the right.
Yeah, was that Cullen doing that? Yeah, it was a bit strange. It was a bit overly aggressive. It was aggressive if they're 2 wide. It's dumb as a strawberry if you're 3 wide. I don't know if strawberries are dumb. It just came to me. It just felt like the natural extension.
But yeah, I think of them as quite an intellectual fruit.
True, yeah, I do.
Of all the fruit, I think that and pineapple, I think are...
Yeah, I think pineapple will be smarter.
Yeah, big head.
Very good. Yeah, Mark's got a good point. He's now running a higher fuel load.
Yeah.
He's skipped the bit where he runs low litres for a long time. So, yeah, I'm not... Plus, he was with his teammate. So... Not sure. Because he went to the hassle of going that lap longer with Brian on stint 1. So, yeah.
So the sun is no longer an issue. It has... I don't know if it's set or not. I guess so. When you can't see the sun, it says set.
That is an astute observation.
So, oh, that's a send, and that is an overtake. That was a good move there from Lang past Cullen. We sort of knew that was going to happen eventually, but it's never easy in these LMP2 cars. You have got to be creative. You've got to really do it yourself rather than just rely on sort of slipstreaming past someone. And yeah, he did it there. And Visparelli will try to go through as well, but it will be tricky.
Don't do it. Oh no, man. No.
Cullen was generous. Will he be generous here?
Cullen's got it. Easy peasy, mate.
Well, here comes Esposito as well. Very close behind. This is for position, all 3 of these cars. Oh, here comes the 12 seconds ahead, their other teammate, Zawagi. And of course behind Moon as well, 1 second behind Moon, so a little... and of course behind Moon as well, 1 second behind Moon, so a little bit of a lonely one. Just dropped back a little bit from the South Korean drive. Great to see that part of the world represented as well. I don't usually have too many Japanese or South Korean drivers, but have one here. And here is that incident again. So Cullen, there's a little bit of movement under the brakes, but I don't think it's enough to excuse the overtake, or the attempted overtake, really. just did not fully commit to it. Had he maybe pulled a little bit more to the right, perhaps Cullen could have got out of the way, but instead he just went straight into the back of him. Luke Mansky saying that Colton Herter's team is doing strategy for Kaon, who of course I think everyone is agreeing went for a questionable strategy. It's good to see some alternatives to just the Ferrari strategy memes, because I'm not familiar with Colton Herter having bad strategy, but clearly he does. Ollie Laycock right behind Rebecci, of course, caused a little bit of a mess before the race even started. Served his 30-second stop and hold penalty, and he is now ahead of Laycock and into 18th place.
So both the 07 boys have pitted. And Young So Moon's dropped off the back of Brian. So and Fedebe, thank you for the sub. Let's go, Brian. Talk about that shirt tomorrow. Although he might just be representing, because I've got to drive that stupid car tonight.
But oh no, who is this? It's our leader. It is our leader in the LMP2s. Now, Jones takes the lead, but remember, Jones has got a 10-second post-race penalty, so as long as Vanna can stay close, he won't be in too much trouble. But that is a crazy incident to happen that far after the corner.
Yeah, agreed. We'll find out what happened there. Visper, whatever, got a drive-through for that shocking send.
Yeah, I think a drive-through was right for that one. I think a lot of the time it'd just be 10 seconds, but yeah.
But yes, we'll find out what happened there. That was a strange one. You know, like Sam said, where on the track it occurred. All I can assume is my best guess is like a 3-wide squeeze. You know, it's all going well. It's all going well. He tries to pass like a GT3. GTP comes by and like, I'm not sure.
So we'll get that in a bit. So 5 seconds now, the gap between Jesse James Jones and Jonas Vanna. Once again, Jones has got a 10-second post-race penalty. So technically, Vanna would still win the race by 5 seconds if it ends like this.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have any lasting damage. Yeah, weird one.
We haven't mentioned the GTD leaders for a while, but there's not been much to mention.
No.
It's been incredible. Your Seth and your Torsos are absolutely matching each other stride for stride. 1.1 seconds is the gap. It's gone from about 1.5 seconds to 1.1 seconds over the course of the past 45 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's your Tortoise with the keys to the victory at the moment, though. I'm estimating about a 2.5-second pit stop advantage at some point to the end of the race. Unless, of course, Eric did just save, you know, more than Brian and Alex Cohen did, and then just decided not to utilise it, and like you, Sam mentioned, just have that fuel in the tank to decrease his first pit stop. But why, though? That's my point. Yeah. Like, it looks good for the broadcast, but I don't understand why you would go all that way to save the fuel and then not use it. So, oh, stay with us, Eric. Just bang on the router a little bit. Okay, looks like we keep Eric for another lap. That's good.
So he should be pitting in about 10 laps time. Might not take tyres. I might only take 2 tyres because I'm not sure how much fuel they're going to need to put in the car. Here is the pit strategy. Pretty similar for everyone. You can see Pigmans did the extra lap.
What a champ.
Erdely and a few others. Caglioni and Tokyo 1 lap less.
His team boss really stood out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Was the setup tricks he sent him the second fuel tank they can use. I think it was BAR who he
set.
Yeah, got banned for a couple of races for doing that. David frustrated. Well, David, just to confirm, were you coming into the pits? That's how we interpreted it. But yeah, it'd be useful for you to confirm that.
Yeah, sorry to see, David.
And yeah, just going back over the locking of the rears when he was right on the tail of the leader, locked the rears, spun and lost 10 seconds. And obviously it's easy to look back and think, well, he wouldn't have been on the part of the circuit he was later on in the race, which...
So Balazs into the pits. Yeah, it was. Shame.
Yeah, who was coming into the pits was David. I guess, yeah.
Right, so let's find out what happened here. Oh,
Oh.
where's the Porsche going? I don't... Wait, they get onto a straight, right?
Yeah, I don't know where the Porsche is going.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the Porsche is going.
I mean, I think they realise that the onus was on them to leave space for Jonas in that situation.
No, Sam, back down. That's terrible.
I was trying to how I could get that in there. I've been thinking of that for 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Nor is long in the pits. I don't think it was a tow because he was in position when he came in. Maybe a speeding pen.
So who was that?
Noah Zuagi.
Yes.
I'm guessing a speeding on entry. That's my guess.
Yeah,
which
he's
means he'll
got
be
second
out
tyres.
in about 8 seconds. 5. I mean, if I've done my math right. Does he?
3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
3, 2. Maybe he's got 2 penalties, 40 seconds. I don't know. Can you do that if you cut the pit entry line and speed?
I'm not telling you because otherwise the people will know. I have seen it in top split, yes.
Well, if that is the case, then he'll be stationing for another 11 seconds.
But yeah, if you are coming out of your box and for some reason your pit limiter's off and it's a long pit exit, spar endurance, okay? And you're right at the beginning. And as you put away from your box, you realise your pit limit's off and you speed. The strat, unfortunately, in iRacing, is to leave it off and absolutely gun it at 200 miles an hour through pit road.
Sure.
Because you're not carrying another penalty.
Sure.
I imagine it's protestable. But yeah, I've seen people do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just not push. Well, yeah, not making it too obvious. Thank you to Go to Key for.
There's no way of disguising 200 miles down pit road when you're parked up.
Well,
You
well,
hear,
I mean, maybe not 200. Maybe go double the speed, not 4 times the speed, and do it late in the race as well.
yeah, I've seen 10K drivers make mistakes and still win the race. They're not doing it intentionally, but mistakes were made. We've lost.
I think it was just the static cameras. It's getting dark at Sebring now. You looking forward to the dark? Have you been doing practice in the dark or
I
are
don't
your
need
stints not?
practice.
Hey?
I mean, I will practice, but no, I don't practice dark.
No.
No. If I crash in the dark, then I'm going to regret this. But no, the dark doesn't bother me.
Sure.
If it's a track like Suzuka, help me out here, Sam.
Sorry, I was going to say
Dark
track
tracks.
yeah, have no track lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, you want to do a couple of laps because otherwise you start feeling super unconfident. But no, I'm not nervous of the dark. Here it doesn't get dark. I find it's darker now than when it gets dark. You know, like when
Sure.
it's dusky and everything's the tracker lights and aren't. I don't know. It's hard to describe. Lights aren't doing their job right now because you're so in between.
How do the track, like the, is it cat eyes? Well, when do the cat eyes turn on? Or like how do
When do the cat eyes turn on?
Or are they just lit up by the headlights?
I think they're lit up by the headlights.
Okay, sure.
So I used to do all the military stuff from people like you. We used to go get them to turn on the windsock.
Sure. No, I mean, when I said it, I realised, oh, hang on, no, they have them on the motorway and that's how they work.
Yeah, look, no, I got on the... Yeah, one Duracell.
But I knew
in
how they
everyone.
worked on the road, but I just thought they were different on the racetrack, maybe.
Oh my god. Yeah, so right now I find it a pinch more awkward than when it's completely dark.
Sure.
But no, if I'd have been doing prep, it would be for rain, but we got no rain. So I've done loads of IMSs already. It is what it is. I can maintain where I qualify, so that's all you can do at Sebring. I can't shake the snooker queue.
Oh, for sure.
Since we've mentioned it, it's just a perma thing that I see now. We've ruined it. So the Dory spot's still leading in LMP2. Jesse James Jones and Jonas run up. Paul Lang is down in 6th, obviously with that drive-through penalty. Yeah, he's just got the 1 penalty. So you talked us into the pits. Raseth into the pits. Oh, so Raseth again had a shorter pit stop. And we need to stop the count. We have a new leader in GTD. It's, yeah, the Samsung Kanani Esports team. Here you go. Leading a lap. To be honest, he's going to lead 2 laps by my math.
Oh, you think he's going to do another 29? No. Well, what lap are we on?
The only reason he might not is if he felt like he would be oversaving the tyres. Like, sorry, the fuel. He has a target to take tyres.
Sure.
And there's no point pushing himself below that. So if he's targeting X litres, then, yeah, that's what he's driving to.
So Raseth had a shorter first stop than your tortoise, and he had a shorter second stop than your tortoise. So
Yeah,
you're saying from your Seth, unless he's anticipating one less racing lap.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I think Raseth's just better at saving. Sometimes it's as simple as that.
Gap's now up to 1.7. So if he's going to win this race, your tortoise, he's got to do it on track. I say that's... oh, sorry, it's 3 seconds. So I was looking at the wrong gap. So 3 seconds now between those two. It's going to be a lot of work for your tortoise to bring it back. Looking very good for Eric Raseth, who, frankly, was the favourite, but I wish I had put him as my pick.
Your tortoise, I mean,
No,
it's just,
well, you got Seth. I wish I put him as a pick, but your tortoise as well would be a good one.
well, my pick is technically leading. So,
True.
if there's a big, if Raseth spins and your tortoise goes into the back of him, Lazzini can't clear them, bang, big smoke and blotto.
If you pay the steward enough, then they can. I don't know if you can end the server. I guess not really.
No.
You can disqualify everyone.
Yeah, 1 by 1.
Yeah. But you could do that at any point in the race. He doesn't need to be leading.
So let me look at the clock. How long's left? So yeah, Brian may not go the extra because he just wants, as I say, he wants that fuel amount to get his fresh boots. Then it's, oh, holy moly!
On Halfter Darson. He's pulled that move off before. Oh, as Halfter Darson's going to come into the pits. But of course, it doesn't matter when Pigments comes into the pits, right? Because he's going to take the same amount of fuel either way. Like, whether he pits now or pits later, he still takes the same amount of fuel. Whether he pits on a full tank or...
Yeah, no, what I mean is he wants that Wait, have they got one? Oh, yeah, of course. Okay, yeah, ignore me. I don't know, I'm not driving. I'm just shocked we're the only Lambo out there. Brilliant car. Yeah, we'll have to show him Saturday, right? Oh, spinner, spinner, spinner. Awkward spot on the racing line. Oh, lovely rejoin. 10 out of 10. Must recommend to friends. The rejoin was so bad, he looped it. So I assume he was coming out of pits.
I'm trying to realise who that was. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember what that livery is.
Yeah, I think...
That was Groppy for North. Oh, that was North Sim Racing, okay. From 6th place. He remains in 6th place, but with a much smaller gap over Halfter Darson.
Yeah, I think it was so bad he spun again. Livery looks nice though, in the dark. Very.
Yeah, that's a new one for North.
It is.
Of course, had Salvatore Lane finish runner-up in the Porsche Cup Championship recently. Raseth has got past Pigments. That was quite important for him.
Yeah, it's great for Brian because he can just follow him through. Now he's pit stop.
Yeah, will he be on this lap? He is. Will he take tyres? Will he take 2 tyres?
Let's see. How long's left? 26 minutes. We are checking.
So I think he's going on the jacks, but not sure for how long. Lanzani moves past into the top 3 again. He's got a 3-second margin over Blotto. It looks like 0-7 may not be on the podium after being a 1-2 in the early stages. Kaon's got back to 6th place now, only just ahead of Tokyo. And Pigmans might come out in P8 because he's now coming out of the pits. I think he only took 2 tyres. He was stationed for less than 20 seconds. That's about 4 seconds shorter than most drivers. And he will marginally be ahead of Erdely, I think, but it will be close. But yeah, Pigmans comes out in P8, ahead of Erdely. And Legari.
Sure. I'll find out after.
Here's Lanzani, 14 seconds off the lead. Just slowly been losing touch to the leads, but he has been 3rd fastest across the race, I think it's safe to say. There's no more stops for him. No more stops for anyone in the GTDs. We are expecting 1 more stop for everyone in the LMP2s. And probably the LMP2s is the tightest battle for the win, because Jones is leading, but with a 10-second post-race penalty. We think Vanna's probably going to win this race, but he needs a good pit stop here. His last one of the day to finish off the round, and he will take tyres, as we sort of anticipate, albeit it'll be pretty tight between fuel and tyres. Might lose time by taking tyres.
Yes, I was just looking at Brian's numbers there. I mean, very, very, very fast pit stop. And it so coincided with Balazs having the slowest of, so let's say, the top 15 pit stop. Giving a massive margin for Brian, even if he's on 2 tyres or 0 tyres or whatever he's on, to just walk this in. Right, it's starting to get very dark there now. TV cam sometimes makes it feel brighter than it is. From cockpit cam, it can look quite dark. I was wrong. It looks the exact same as it did on TV cam. So
I think it looks better.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of an orange glow on the horizon. Bassett with a 12-second lead over Mergier, still just extending it a little bit. Coveney's actually closing in on Mergier, only 5 seconds now the gap. Coveney quite far ahead of Jep. Coveney might struggle to get to the end of the race on fuel. He pitted with over 50 minutes to go though, so.
Brian's not only listening to the broadcast, he let me know by DM he took tyres.
Only rears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone else, well, not everyone else. So that explains why pretty much everyone took 24 seconds, right? That's 4 tyres.
Correct.
So they probably lost a little bit of time by taking that, but they thought it was faster. But yeah, this man Coveney might struggle to get to the end. So watch the battle for P3. Jet might close in a lot in the closing stages, or Coveney might have to make an extra pit stop. Here comes Jones, and well, I'm not sure if he was on the jacks before, but he's certainly not taking 4 tyres. He took 2 tyres at most. He should still be in the lead. But by how much? I mean, 24 seconds. He could have taken 4 tyres. Wouldn't have lost anything. Lang moves past for now. Yet to make a pit stop. Sangali as well. But he is still ahead of Vanna. And quite far ahead of Vanna as well. Vanna was 3 seconds longer in the pit stall. And the gap is 12.5 seconds. So, if it ends like this, Jones would win the race by 2.5 seconds. Remember, he's got a 10-second post-race penalty. That could just be the cold tyres, maybe, for Vanna on his outlap. Is that why he's lost the time? Because that gap's gone from 5 seconds to 12 seconds.
I mean, LMP2, it's not... I mean, it's an excuse. Like,
sure.
It's not that cold. They're meant to be as cold as the GTP. They're just not. It's 1.5 corners, not 1.5 laps. But yeah, it could be anything.
Yeah, Jones certainly not losing time on his outlap here, so this is bad news for Vanna. A race that it looked like he had sewn up. He was basically 15 seconds clear, and then he got wiped out by a Porsche. And it's in a lot of jeopardy now.
I wonder what happened to Jung Soo Moon, because he was, what, half a second off Brian for quite some time with the 07 boys. He's now quite a way back. He's now somewhere along the line. He's lost, let's say, 7, 8 seconds, maybe more. Yeah, something happened to Jung Soo Moon.
Yeah, he's certainly been eclipsed by a few of the 07 racing drivers.
Oh my God, eclipsed. I nearly didn't pick up
Yeah,
on
I
it.
had to look.
That was good. That was better
Yeah?
than mine. Yeah, that was good. I'll give you that one. Because I felt a bit dumb not picking up on it instantly.
Yeah.
I could use one for Tom Wheeler, but it'd be so nerdy and mathematical.
Well, we'll see if I laugh.
No, it's too long-winded as well.
Sure. I'll also... Well, yeah. So Lang into the pits. So we've just got Sengali to come into the pits with the LMP2s, and pretty much that's it for the entire field. Maybe a couple of the GTPs will have to make like an emergency stop with 5 minutes to go. But out of the drivers who should pit, that is just Sengali.
Great drive from Rasef. Nothing not to take away from you, Tortoise. But what a drive.
Yeah, 4 seconds now.
Yeah. Ironically, the best places he's been the quickest is both pit stops, and it goes to show what kind of reward that can net you. Sure, you had to overtake, what, 3 cars total from his poor qualifying and then even poorer start. And Lanzini's charge, while epic, I mean, it got him to the podium, up 8 positions on a track notorious to overtake on.
Yeah, I don't think it's made a difference. I think Lanzani, even if he was on pole, would still be in P3. Of course, the highest I rated.
Oh, Thomas Euler just
driver
lost
in
a
the whole
position
field, I
there.
think.
They're side by side. Michael Edens.
Yeah, Eden's ahead.
Yep. Well, the Ford's going to have a little bit of a run. No, he's not. Wrong game.
Of course, once again, thanks to Apex Racing Academy, our title sponsor for this event. And if you want to get free GT3 setups for the Mercedes AMG GT3, then you can do that over at apexracingac.com. One of the products, as well as the bronze, silver, and gold subscription, are the Mercedes GT3 data pack. And this season, Alejandro Sanchez, who is one of the best, certainly GT3 drivers on the entire sim, is designing those setups for you this season. So just sign up. It's totally for free, and you can get the very best Mercedes GT3 setups, track guides, and telemetry sent to you. So yeah, do sign up at apexracingac.com.
He's such a good qualifier, is Sanchez. Oh, whoa. I was going to say that could have gone south quickly, but I don't know if you'd have picked up on it. It was North Racing doing it.
Oh, well, now I have.
What do you think? Executed well, or did the explainer ruined it?
I think the best jokes are when you have to explain the punchline. Yeah, no, I think
Okay, I'm feeling quite proud of myself.
they are the best. Of course, Lang will be making sure that he doesn't open the door for Groppy behind.
No, I don't get it. You're doing something, I just don't go follow.
Well, I mean, it's literally the same message as you went for.
Oh, door,
Yeah.
esports. Ah. Okay, yeah, not bad. I don't think my race tonight will go very well. I'm really feeling slow on everything right now. Oh my god. Oh my god, I don't know how I can get that. I knew you was doing one as well, so...
Yeah. Well, I thought as well, I may as well do a team one as well, saying that you've
Yeah.
just done a team one. And then you were a bit, oh yeah, you wouldn't have picked up on... If I said the team pun,
Yeah.
you wouldn't even pick up on that one.
I'm calling it.
Groppy losing a bit of time with that traffic, because Lang only just came into the pit, so we'll be hoping he can start to pull away. Of course, would be well up there, Lang. Would have fancied his chance at the win, honestly. But he had that collision at sunset, which wasn't his fault, but then he didn't hold his brakes, and it wiped out Paul Busby and ruined any chance of him winning the race with a drive-through that followed.
David Sloth Sampswood today. Yes, that's how I feel.
Adric's done well, up 5 places, up to 6th. That bright green livery.
Caddy stands out, right, in GTP. I went a bit unnoticed there. 3 different teams, all in the same car. 1, 2, 3. The bop looks good in LMP2.
Legary gets past Erdely as well, albeit they are bumping doors on the back straight.
Mr. Fluke in chat calling me Slothzoid. Oi, oi, oi.
I think that could stick.
It best not stick.
So Legary getting that move done. He's back to where he started now, but he's got to be careful. And back goes through Erdely.
Can we celebrate? The contact model worked.
Yeah,
There you go.
You thought he was going to be, bounced off to the barrier, but
Exactly. And this is benefiting my teammate, isn't it? These two are the ones on the hunt for Brian.
yeah, I mean, Brian is away now, 3.8 seconds. So yeah, Legary initially made that move, but yeah, couldn't hold on to it, and he's going to have to make it again. 14 minutes to go. Van gets up to 2nd place because Sangali's finally come into the pits, but he will be the last one. He should come back out in 3rd, and quite a comfortable 3rd.
Yeah, but over-saving like this just leaves you with, you have one option, do not take tyres.
Well, he might take 2.
For 13.5 minutes, come on.
Well, he was stationary for 17 seconds.
Yeah, but taking them and being able you should have is different things, right? Oh, LMP2 almost lost it there. Just saying, if you're going to save, you want to save it into chunks that where you can not lose any time taking the fuel you need to finish.
You want to even it out.
Yeah.
That is a run.
Yep.
Pace actually evening out a little bit though as they go down the straight. Remember, the McLaren I think is only on 98% power, I believe.
Yeah, but it is good around here. Especially on exit. That's why this bop's so hard to do and why they've done I think a pretty good job. I don't know what they've got against the Ford, but pretty good job.
Oh, this could be the opportunity. He gets underneath. That's very good work. Very good work. Spotted that.
Perfectly. Yeah,
he would
exactly.
have to move wide and went straight through with the GTP. LMP2, sorry.
Perfect.
So that is one of our battles sorted. We've still got, we've got K-On versus Torquio, but they're teammates. That's probably the closest one going on out on circuit. And I'm still curious whether Coveney will get to the end of the race, because we've got 12 minutes to go and he doesn't look like he's going to do any fuel saving. I think Coveney will have to pit again from P3 in the GTPs. It's not even that far away from Mergier, but yeah. This is alongside Euler. Seen a few times him battling. And Eden. So Eden's got past a few laps ago, but Euler's trying to come back in one of the few Fords, the only Ford that we have on track. And we try to dip underneath here, not an opportunity.
Now he's going to try to just go deep and hold out the outside, but you need the traction, and the Ford's just not known for that. It's known for big American move out my way muscle. I do love it here though, it's all I used last season. Oh.
Of course, me and David were chatting earlier on as well about Sebring 12 hours and also the upcoming R1 season, which used to be called ESL R1, and Assetto Corsa, Evo, and lots of other things on the late Apex.
It was a good episode. I know.
Apparently, breaking news, R1 has been postponed by 1 week. I think they were having a few issues with the simulator, so yeah, that is a shame.
So Jamie's doing the 12-hour now, Saturday. He's free.
God,
like,
I mean, that'd be a weapon of team, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Jamie, John, Jimmy, and Johan at Sebring. Let's see that.
Joban in chat. He's my
Ooh.
other teammate for the 12-hour.
So Ranzo past Malchek. He's been waiting for that one for a while.
He's going to
and
really lose
he's done
that.
it. And Malchek now offline and off track.
It's a rather green livery.
I love it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Malchek. Great. I know that.
True. True.
I mean, I think you should just go that, but in orange. And then we'll be able to go, oh yeah, it's David. Great.
I mean, I didn't have to spend this morning defacing an Apex livery.
Yeah, you should have just made it orange.
Okay.
Yeah. Jamie confirming that he is not free, unfortunately. So.
I can assure you I'm not free. Getting hard to see the cars without the telemetry, that's for sure. Oh.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be quite this dark come the end of the race, but the sun sort of sets it, like, if that's a word, a little bit earlier than I thought. So yeah, we have got a bit of darkness there.
Yeah, I think it's a word. I think you're just implying the sunset in the past.
Yeah. There's a bit of movement for the GTPs, but that was just lapping each other.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with Tokyo and Alex. I'd like to say they're teammates, but they're following ominously close. Like Tokyo has the pace left. Poor Alex has just dropped back, position after position.
Yeah. By the way, there's been a change for the lead in the LMP2s, effectively, because Vanna is now within 10 seconds of Jones. Don't know if we can get the graph up for the gap over time between those two, but it was over 12 seconds before, or just after the pit stop. But it's just edged down. There you can see it was, 10.6 on lap 67, but yeah, went down significantly. So that's probably just the traffic. But yeah, Vanna now within 10 seconds. Remember, Jones with a 10-second post-race penalty. And that might lose him the race win if it ends like this.
Well, they can control it, right, how they want. But I suppose it doesn't matter. They're free to race right now because they're not going to... It's not contact racing, right? It's time racing. And if he's really clever, he just didn't tell his teammate.
Well, he might... Well, neither of them might not know.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it's a 10-second post-race, so it's not as though you get a notification in sim.
Yep.
But I imagine Van will probably be thinking, that contact I had earlier on might be worth building a buffer.
A buffer.
I mean, the telling tale would be if he slows down the last lap to do a photo finish. That would be bad. But obviously, he'd lose to his teammate, so I think he'd get over it.
Did you not think about doing the 12-hour?
Not really, no. It's not a track that I particularly enjoy.
Oh, that was a teammate look, wasn't it? Tokyo saying, look, leave that gap again, mate.
And obviously, you know, I've got to focus so much on the... I can't be bothered to do an hour of practice for Portrait GB, so I can't be doing 12 hours of racing in a... in another car.
How many laps did you do for pre-Q? A lot, right?
Oh, loads. I mean, that was my practice for all the rounds. Those 5 corners at Sawston National. They haven't served me well, though, the rest of the season.
No, that's good, though. I mean, he's done it. Doing it. I'm not sure what. But yeah, poor Alex Cohen has just, from pole to...
Maybe he just... maybe he's got an epic quali set. And then just sort of relied on others to battle behind him in the first 20 minutes.
Epic Q set, and then he put on Belle Isle race stock.
Yeah. Well, that's a send from the LMP2. This might open up the line again for Tokyo, but he doesn't take it. So we're really getting to the closing stage now in terms of the fuel. Once again, I'm really curious about Archie Coveney and well, you know what? Carmelo Caruso hasn't come into the pits yet, and Caruso's got even less fuel than Coveney. So
Yeah, I don't think Kamada Caruso can make it
No.
personally.
But if Caruso's made it this far,
yeah,
then Coveney should be able to make it himself.
true.
So maybe he's going to be all right, Coveney. Just.
Is it for position? Yeah, he would lose. Yeah, he would lose 2, wouldn't he?
Well, Caruso's going to have to fit as well.
Fair, fair.
If Coveney. So be the one. Jep would get on the podium. Richard Jep, of course, doing well in the Race Data AI Prototype Championship on a Monday night recently. Of course, that'll be going to Sebring on Monday, so we'll be looking strong for that one.
Oh,
Here
teammate
comes
send.
Tokyo, so he is going to go for the move this time, and they are going to battle it out.
He's battling it out. Go on.
That first car made it look a lot closer than it was. But there was a decent gap between the two cars, and Tokyo stays behind.
Yeah, Tokyo backed out when his teammate fought it. Tokyo had that, went inside, his teammate broke. Yeah, he didn't want to track out into him. Here we go. How many teams have you clocked Tokyo driving for? 4. Could be 5. I hear a little fuel saving there.
Caruso in.
You stole my words. Why'd I have to start with
Well, you shouldn't start with
Yeah, I realised. I hesitated.
You
right?
should say every time, and I can see if I can.
Yeah, you can
detect.
glance down
Yeah.
and grab it. 6-second pit stop. Yikes.
So it will be marginal so Coveney pitted 2 laps later, and we've got 4 minutes to go. So that's 3 laps to go. So unless Coveney saves some extra fuel, he will need to pit again. And Coveney's pace has been rapid. I mean, Coveney's been the fastest man on track in this last stint, so he has not been fuel saving. So I think he may have to pit with 1 lap to go. We'll see whether it really comes down when the leader crosses the line. Looks like we're... Oh, it will... yeah, I wonder if we could get images on the leader, just so we can see when they cross the line. So they're going to cross the line with 3 minutes... 3 minutes 15, shall I say.
With a lap of 1:47.
So it's only 2 more laps. So maybe that's all right. So if he was 15 seconds further down the road batter, then we'd have 3 more laps. But it's only 2 more laps. So maybe that's what Coveney was banking on.
Valerie Death is within draft of Claudio Visparelli, the guy who was in trouble earlier and served his drive-through. Also, yeah, Tokyo and his teammate and Michele Vizelli are on the back of Balage. Balage with that awful pit stop at the end there.
I just looked at the penalty sheet. Just recalled that Caglione in 5th place in GTD has got a 5-second post-race, but it at the moment wouldn't matter. He's 7 seconds ahead of Kaon.
Yep.
So he should be all right. But that's the 2 post-race penalties we've got. We've got for him, and we've got for Jones in the lead of the LMP2s.
Are you enjoying the Porsche Cup?
What do you think?
No. You like downforce?
Yes. Yeah. But yes, do tune in for a Porsche GB. Not for me,
Yes, for you.
but for Pete and Leo and Luke, who are all doing very well. Basically, for Apex Racing Team. You can watch the races on, I think it's on Rennsport TV. I think maybe the Porsche Twitch channel. I think they might broadcast it on there as well. So yeah, check that all out. They're doing their 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in championship at the moment, and won a lot of races between a lot of them.
Josh Wilson in chat. Hello, mate. It's been a while. Is the bop on it? Yes, this has got the new Wednesday bop. So, caddy superiority.
Yeah, looks that way. Still Coveney pushing along. He's got the gap down to 2.2. I mean, if only Coveney qualified. Did he? I don't even know if he did a qualifying lap. He qualified 9th out of 13. He's been rapid, and Magier is going to lose a bit more time here as well. So really, Coveney could finish 2nd, or he might finish 4th. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We are on the last lap. So, I mean, he's made it, right? As long as he's got enough fuel to get round. This is the last lap of the race.
Flashy, flashy.
Oh, and he's gone deep. It's not going to lose him a place. Jeb
He
is
was
too far
definitely
back.
hungry then. He probably felt he had this.
Oh, come on.
And just couldn't afford to lose time. So, yeah, I get it. If he'd have backed out, he wouldn't have got the place. So he went for it. And, oh, here we go. On the lot. Oh, they're going to fight. Come on, boys. Give my Brian 2 positions.
Oh, he's got his nose ahead here.
Yeah, they're
hasn't he?
touched. That was a 0x.
It might be the outside line, though, which is better here. Like, you
dunno.
can go a lot more speed on the outside.
Oh.
And that is going to be the case. And I think Tokyo is going to get this one done. And Tokyo
You love a good
has
teammate
done
battle.
it. On the last lap, he's up to 6th.
Oh, no.
His teammate's going to come back.
He's
It's
come
a
back under
tower.
him.
And he's...
Another contact.
Oh, there was a little bit of a hip check. Out
You
in
love
the
to
lead.
see it.
Matthew Bassett is going to win out. A fantastic performance. It was easy in the end, 13 seconds ahead. Once we had the issues for the other drivers.
Legary into the pits, by the way.
Rosseth wins in the GTDs. He was the favourite going in, was fastest in pre-qualifying. And he's come from, I think, as low as 6th place. But this is the one that matters because Jones will cross the line for the win. But Vanna, as long as he doesn't have an incident at Sunset Bend, will finish only 7.8 seconds back. And with the 10-second post-race penalty for Jones, means that Vanna will win in the LMP2 category. And Tokyo is going to beat...
Yeah, you got to feel
No, Tokyo was behind Keon.
Oh, yeah.
So Keon did win out. He managed to get it back. So that he re-overtook at Tower, didn't he? So yeah, Keon overtook at Tower.
Oh, yeah, he got the switchback done,
and,
didn't he? Yeah.
and Tokyo could not come back. Get 6th.
Brilliant. What a battle there from the teammates at the end there. I don't know if you heard me say, but Legary pitted with 1 lap to go.
Oh.
He's dropped and dropped and dropped. He just stayed in the pits. I don't know. I appreciate a good donut. That was beautiful. The marks he left there, beautiful donut. Yeah, Massimo Legary's still dropping now.
Yeah, he's dropped behind Chris Jennings. And yeah, Zaogi's still got to go as well, so he'll drop down to 18th. So yeah, not sure what happened to Legary on that last lap. But yeah, that was a very good try from a lot of our drivers. And a few... Hopefully that race acts as a warning for a few of the drivers, because there were a few bad moves, no doubt about it. And hopefully they'll be ironed out. That's what these races are for, after all. Because, yeah, there was a decent amount of attrition near the front. Of course, we had the pools go out. We had the issue for David Schilling as well.
Yep.
So, and of course, we had the mess as well at the start of the GTDs. But still, our winners well deserved.
100%. Matthew Bassett, just not a name we had on our bingo cards at all, and a dominant win. A proper dominant win. The most dominant win of any of the classes. Great stuff. Dory Sports looks solid in LMP2, but we didn't get to see what Busby was cooking, so that's a shame. And obviously we mentioned it was a solid drive from Eric Rousseff there, because Utortus was, I mean, whoever was in his sights, Utortus got past. So Rousseff did a good job to not be the next one.
So that is the results then. Of course, in the LMP2s, Lang beating out Gropey and Co. Rosseth winning out in the GTDs ahead of Utortus. Those two having a bit of a rivalry, but a very healthy one. Two very fair drivers who yeah, always have a lot of good battles out on circuit. And hopefully we'll have an interview with a couple of our drivers, but no one at the moment. But it'd be pretty cool to do this for Watkins, I think. I think this has been a lot of fun. And,
yeah, we should do it for the specials, I think. Indy 500, wink, wink. Wait, no, I'm not saying it for the whole Indy 500, though. So let's call it the Indy 10.
Yeah.
Indy 210.
Indy 210, yeah, we can
okay.
do that. We've got Eric Rosseth in for a chat with us. Would you like to have a chat with Eric?
Sure. Hello, Eric. How you doing, mate? Can you hear me okay?
Good evening, boys.
Hello, mate. First of all, congratulations on the win I told you was going to get.
Yeah, it was
How
not
was
so
it, mate?
certain after that start. But,
Yeah. So qualifying, you mentioned in chat, you just blew a... Was it one corner? What did you say? Was it...
yeah, I messed up on exit of Sunset, so I had to lift off to make the corner and have a second lap. So yeah, first lap went shit, and then but P2 is okay anyways. And then the start of the race, I just slept, and then got victim of an Italian sandwich in Sunset at the start, and almost binned Utautas in the heat of it.
Yep.
But yeah, it all went well after that.
No, yeah, solid drive. Your pace as well, because I was debating whether you had the net lead or your tortoise, because your pit stop was about 2.2 odd seconds slower, and I was concerned that you'd either short fueled a little bit to balance out your stints, or I wasn't sure. But then when I saw your second pit stop was also shorter, then I knew you had this secured, and you'd pulled like a 3.5 second lead after the second stint. So what was the aim? Was you fuel saving, because you didn't go as long as Brian or Alex Cohen? So what was talk me through your fuel strat there.
So for the first stint, I had one more lap to go initially when I went into pits, but I followed the Totos to the pits and short fuel to get in front, because I knew I had some more pace in me, and I wanted to be the leading car and just deal with the traffic and not dealing with dirty air and stuff. So I took the stop at the same time as Totos, and then short stopped a bit. And I knew from his first stint that he was doing 28 lap stints.
Mm-hmm.
So then I knew for the second stint I would do the same amount of laps as him. And then I could just fuel save like I did the first stint, and then have an even shorter stop on the second time, and then be in the lead for the final stint.
Yeah, well handled. You sound so calm. 2.4 hour race. You pumped for the 12? I assume you're doing it. I assume you must be.
This was kind of a confirmation of being ready for Saturday, honestly. Wasn't too sure about strategy and setup and all that stuff, but this event helped me confirm some bits. So yeah, now it's time to cook on Saturday.
Bam, let's go, mate. I'll be cheering you on. Congratulations, mate. Stellar drive. Yeah, I mean, me and Sam had your name. I know your name didn't actually get picked on either.
It was too obvious.
It was just
like it would just
boring.
be boring if you went for the guy who was 3 tenths faster than everyone in pre-queue.
Correct. You over pre-queued, mate. So yeah, but yeah, we're both big fans. So yeah, congratulations. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Of course, I would like to give a shout out to the entire WSR team, both for welcoming me into the family and also for helping me getting better every day. Yeah, and that's it really. And also to you boys, of course, for mega broadcast, mega commenting, and Apex for arranging this race before the shit goes down.
Brilliant, well said. All right, mate. Thanks for chatting with us, and congrats on the win. Good luck on Saturday, mate.
Thank you, boys. Thank you.
Cheers. Eric, they sound so chill after driving for hours.
Yeah.
I'd love to think that's how I sound.
I mean, he was so chill on track, right? Like every lap, he never seemed to ever lose any time to Totos. If he ever lost any time, it'd be like a 10th.
Yep. But
he just was relentless. He didn't see a fault from him, apart from that lap 1 for the whole race. Let's have a chat with Davide Lanzani, who managed to finish in 3rd position today in the GTD category. Davide, congratulations. Let's first talk about qualifying, because P11 on the grid, I imagine there was a little bit more untapped there in that lap.
Yeah, good evening, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a really good man in quali, I know that, but I think BMW made it worse actually, so it was quite a bit tricky to have a lap on it, compared, for example, to the Acura or the Corvette, which were a bit flying. But I was hoping my race pace, which was kind of good. Couldn't match P1 and P2, but main focus was staying out of the trouble, especially lap 1, and then it just came out itself, you know. So really happy about the car, about the balance. Was basically my first really long stints on the car and the setup. So I'd say we are kind of ready for Saturday.
Yeah, you look definitely very good for that one. How was it when when it came to the racecraft, obviously you had to overtake a lot of drivers out there. Did you find it easier than expected to overtake? Because it's quite a tricky track to overtake up.
Yeah, it was kind of hard for me because I think other cars had like an advantage, especially in braking. So like the main zone to overtake might be the hairpin, and was a bit, I wasn't really confident on sending it and maybe having a crash or whatever. So I've been a bit patient and waited for traffic to come to my side, and it worked because like I was a bit stuck behind Leonardo, the other BMW, and with an LMP2 assist I could pass him and so on. Also, I was faster in the pit, saving a bit of saving behind the other guys. So yeah, I just played smart and saw how they could be at the end, more than just sending it like no tomorrow.
And who are you going to be racing with at Sebring 12 Hours? I mean, who are your teammates? Because we quite often see you Manatee guys around. Yeah, who are your teammates for that?
Well, in my car, we'll have Casper, which I have also to thank for the magic setup that gave me. And also Julian, which I'm really looking forward to the race. We have a really good lineup, 3-man lineup, so it's going to be fun. Italian and Dutch team. It's going to be something. Let's go.
Good luck, mate.
Awesome. Yeah, best of luck for that one. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, fairly all the team. As I said, Casper for the setup work, and just you guys for the mega broadcasting service, and the organization, of course, and maybe my family. Ciao, ciao.
Awesome. Thanks for having a chat with us, and hope to see you back on the channel very, very soon.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, GG's.
Davide Lanzani there, and I think we've just got your teammate.
Have we got time for another interview?
Yeah, have a debrief.
Yeah, let's do it. I want to talk about the dark and his shirt and stuff like that. Hello, Brian.
Hello.
Hello, mate. How you doing? Long one?
Yeah. Long one. Yeah.
Should we do the debriefing on the interview, or should we save that to after?
We're doing what everyone to know.
No. Let's talk about lap 0, because I'm assuming it was a near-death experience, right? You had to make a. I assume it was a yellow vet.
I was praying he went over to the left, and it didn't happen. It did happen. I was like, go away. And then he went away in the end. So
that's
I could
excellent.
go over to the right, and luckily everyone avoided that as well. So.
And then you moved up just one position, let's say every 10 laps or so. You just crept a position. It felt like on average, because you were down a position in, I'm trying to remember, like 12th, 13th, something like that, and you just slowly creeped. Was it just opportunistic overtakes or capitalizing on people's mistakes in traffic? What was the majority of the moves?
Mostly people's mistakes, but I mean, I could like catch up to the first little group, and then I felt like I was a little bit faster, but I just figured, I'll wait to make a mistake or to like get lucky with traffic, and I did. And then I could move over to the next, I think it was 2 or 3 cars that were together, and I could move towards them and I could catch them, and then I decided to feel safe. Because the overspeed just wasn't enough to get past anyway, so I think that felt like the best choice.
Strat-wise, did you oversave and put yourself into a situation to only take 2, or was that just the way you wanted it? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So you're so fuel efficient, you only had 2 tires. Well, it worked, because I think you saw Balazs had a long stop, and you had I think in the top 15, you had the fastest stop.
I was surprised about that gap, but honestly, I miscalculated the whole thing, because I looked at the IMSA endurance from last season, how many laps that was.
Yep. Of course, yeah.
The Americans are a bit silly with time.
Okay.
And they managed to mess up the time with they do it differently, and this is silly.
Yeah.
So in the end, the race was 71 laps or 70.
Right. Yeah. Me and Sam having this debate
I
about what 2.4 means. Like, we were debating what it means and how it works.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement. It's 2.4.
But we can't do it the same way iRacing can we?
No,
You're
doing it right. As a mathematician, you were doing it right.
Oh, okay, brilliant. That's what we like to hear. Yeah, we just saw the start there, and I think that's the first time we've actually seen it from cockpit cam. I mean, for you, it probably didn't happen in that slow, but yeah. Did you take extra speed off? Did you see the vet coming down the inside? Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it happen, but I was just praying that they would go away from in front of me, but it wasn't happening, so I had to keep braking.
Yeah. All right, so we win Saturday now. Easy.
Easy.
Easy. Would you like to give anyone a shout out, mate?
Yeah, well, honestly, the broadcast I had it on during the race because otherwise it's a bit boring. And it was brilliant, and I could keep tabs on the race and stuff like that, and it was really cool listening to the broadcast while racing. I felt like a Formula One driver watching the screens and stuff. And a shout out to the Samsung Canaan boys for
Bam.
we're gonna.
I'm looking forward to it, mate.
We're gonna cook on Saturday, mate.
We are gonna cook. Can't wait, mate. All right, I'll chat to you soon, pal. Thanks for dropping by, and congrats on the PA. Cheers. We'll talk soon, mate.
Cheers. Thank you, guys.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Awesome. I didn't do the full debrief. I feel like.
No, a few details hidden there when it comes to percentage of tyre wear remaining at the end of each stint. But yep. Yeah, so that is pretty much it for today. Yeah, a lot of fun. I think better than the Daytona race, because obviously the Daytona race was just bizarre when it came to the rain just sorts of being there. But I think very good practice for the drivers, and like I said before, a few errors being made, but that is what this event is for, to make those errors so that you don't make them, and frankly to be able to avoid the errors of other drivers as well, to know what to watch out for.
Yeah, and it's all good practicing, but logging laps in a competitive nature, following cars in dirty air, making those pit stop calls and traffic decisions in a longer setting, not just the IMSA setting, which I've been guilty of far too much over the 5 years, because I race every day, so I'm almost like, I don't need practice, and surely I don't. I've been racing all week, but it's different, right? You're putting different strain on the tyres, the conditions are different. So yeah, I love these events, and I hope we keep doing them.
Definitely. Well, of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel to watch more races like this. Big thanks to Apex Racing Academy. Check out their free GTD setups for Sebring 12 hours if you need one. And also check out their free Mercedes GT3 setups coming up for this entire iRacing season. Head over to apexracingac.com for both of those promotions. Check out the Apex Racing Academy TV and League social medias, of course. Check out the Apex Racing League Discord in the description below as well to find more events like this coming up in the future. And of course, please do leave a like on the video as well. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, from David Sampson, and everyone here at the Apex Racing TV esports studio, we'll say goodbye, and we will see you back very, very soon.
Ciao.